Zeke did that beat. Did that beat. Zeke did that beat.
Can I get a green light? I want everything you promised me, Lord. Sometimes seems like it's taking way too long trying to decide. Should I stay? Should I move on? Wanna be right? So I'm moving out your green light. Say,
Can I get a green light?
how y'all doing, huh? Where you at, huh?
Can I get a green light?
If you waiting on the Lord, God, you take a baby's word. What you say, huh? Yo, say.
Can I get a green light?
See, I want everything.
I want everything you promised me, Lord. Seems
like it's taking way too long.
Seems like it's taking way too long trying to decide.
Should I stay? Should I move on?
Should I move on? Wanna be right?
So I don't move.
I'm moving up the green
Yo,
light.
say.
Can I get a green light?
How y'all doing, huh? Where y'all at, huh?
Can I get a green light?
And if you're waiting on the Lord, God, you take a baby's word. What you say, huh?
Can I get a green light?
With the whole world jumping.
Can I get a green light?
What I'm feeling, doing nothing.
Can I get a green light?
Said I want but till I hear you saying something. But I wonder.
Can I get a green light?
Yeah, 'cause I'm moving to your life, babe. But I'm moving to your life, babe. So I'm moving to your green light. To your green light. To this Thursday. Oh, say.
I'm moving to the green light.
Come on, Altos. Flip it. Right here, right here, right here. So right now, let's have a say. To your green light. To your green light. Just say. To your green light. Let your green just bring it on down this way. Y'all ain't moving with us. Y'all ain't moving with us. Okay, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. If you really into that thing, get it real. Everybody, soprano set. Everybody say it one time.
Zeke did that beat.
I'll be okay. Don't worry about me. Nah, nah. I'll be okay. Okay, okay. Don't worry about me.
Zeke did that beat.
Okay, okay. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
Zeke did that beat.
Okay, okay.
Zeke did that beat. baby.
Good morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. Good morning to yours. Good morning to everybody else. Like old whack 80s rap song. Hey, good morning, everybody. What's up, y'all? This is Zeke Live in the Morning. I'm your host, Zeke Locke. And, of course, I've got my co-host, Eric Rideout, and my other co-host, Rich Holmes. They'll be with us today. It is Tuesday. I was about to say Tuesday, 7:36. That's the time. It's 7:36 on Tuesday, April 29th. And you locked in with Zeke Live in the Morning. I tell y'all every day, because I do mean it from my heart. This is a great way to start your day. So welcome to Zeke Live in the Morning. Anyways, hope y'all are doing all right. This is Music Week. We are talking all things music and music industry and our favorite songs and the impact that music has had on our lives. And what else are we talking about? You name it, we talking about it when it comes to music. So we appreciate everybody who's chiming in with us. We got some special guests. I believe we got Lehman Gray with us today. The great, amazing. Let's see, what else do we got going on today? Rhonda on the Rocks is not with us today. She's traveling, so we pray safe travels for her as she's on her travels. But hey, y'all, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, Deuce Day. It is Deuce Day, and we have made it. We've made it to Tuesday, and if y'all had already a long Monday, then you probably saying it's already been a long week, and it's only Tuesday. Alas, though, here we are. Now, I think that we are cool on Facebook, and I see a few comments coming in on Facebook, so that means we must be live on Facebook, so that's good. Y'all know yesterday I played that clip from The Wiz, and Facebook said not having it. Like, Facebook got rid of that clip with the quickness. They shut our live cast down and everything from both the profile and the page. So we got to be a little careful with it today. YouTube is still going, so I encourage everybody to watch us on YouTube, because YouTube is a better experience. I say it all the time, and when I go back and I watch it over, and I'll be like, yeah, YouTube is definitely the better experience. Facebook is more convenient. Obviously, I got more following over there, but YouTube is where it's at. So I want to encourage you to go and subscribe over on YouTube. And when you subscribe, make sure you turn those notifications on. I just learned this not too long ago. Turn notifications on, and it'll let you know when somebody you subscribe to is on live or whatever else like that. Plus, if you watch us enough, all you gotta do is turn YouTube on, and it just pops up like the first video now. I keep it playing in the other room so I can make sure stuff is doing all right. And it pops up automatically now. So for those of y'all that lock in every morning, I'm sure it just pops up right at the top of the screen. But don't be scared to share it with somebody. Go ahead and share what we're doing over here in the morning. Invite some people to be a lock star with all of us, because we have a good time over here in the morning. So we're talking music this week, and we're having conversation around music. We're playing some new music. And with that being said, I might as well go here since we're there with new music. If you have music, or if you know anybody who has music, if you know anybody who you want to hear that song, or if you just got a song you'd like us to play, do me a favor. Shoot an email to ZekeLive730@gmail.com. ZekeLive730, ZekeLive730@gmail.com. You can send music there. You can send your album art. I always say this. I've been saying this. If you want to submit music, make sure you got some album art with it. Unless you got a music video, of course, then that takes care of itself. We love music videos. Just make sure it's an MP4 format. And if it's music, then just make sure it's MP3 format. So, no real big files like WAV or anything like that, or no .movs or, stuff like that. The real big files, none of those things. We want just easy stuff that we can upload and play. So yeah, it don't take all that. So just send that stuff over to ZekeLive730@gmail.com. We want to hear your stuff. We want to hear from you, and also just in general, if you just want to send us a note, just a love note, just a hey, we love what y'all doing in the morning time. Send us a note. Let us know. Hey, we hate what y'all doing. Send us some hate mail. I guess, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to respond to that. You send us some hate mail. I might send it to Eric and let him respond. So there you go. So he'll have a lot to say. So, but anyways, yeah, ZekeLive730@gmail.com. If you got music or anything like that, if you got anything that you want us to play, if you have your own songs, if you got something you're just working on and you want an audience to hear it and you want to see what they think about it, hey, bring it over here. Safe space. We love everybody, and we'll make sure that your stuff is well taken care of. So there you have it. ZekeLive730@gmail.com. You can definitely do that over there. And since we're here with it, I also want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, LAH Entertainment and Arts. They covered the cost for this entire month for us to be able to go live on here on StreamYard, which is what we use, the platform that we use to go live to all these sites and everything. And they're not cheap. They're fairly expensive. And so to that effect, we had sponsors that covered that cost, and that was LAH Entertainment and Arts. And so we want to give them a great thank you. I'm going to put something on the screen here. Where is it at? Right here. So they've got a casting call. We've been announcing it, the casting call that they have for a dramedy series that they're doing called Exposed. So if you are an actor, if you know any actors, if you know anybody, who's into that kind of stuff, or you just trying to get into that stuff, hey, shoot an email to that email that's on the screen right there, LAHentertainment@comcast.net. You send an email there. They'll give you the details and stuff of how you can do the casting call. I think that's still open, but it's not going to be open for much longer. So if you're interested in it, you better act now, because we've been announcing this for like a week and a half. So you might want to act now because they're moving quickly on their projects. And then also another one, I will put this out there as well. They've got a movie that's coming out this year called A Christmas Prayer, so be on the lookout for that. And then just one other thing, 2 very specific roles. I don't know if these roles have been filled, so until I hear otherwise, I'll keep at least letting y'all know. If you know a white guy in his 50s, and if you know a Hispanic guy in his 40s, they're casting at Stacy Gill, over at Breezy Films. So that's a collaboration there, I believe, with LAH as well. And Breezy Films, they do some amazing stuff. So if you want to, if you know anybody that or maybe you a white guy in your 50s or a Hispanic male in your 40s, but they're doing it's a very specific call for this particular one. So email Stacy Gill at breezyfilms.org with your headshot and all that stuff like that, and they'll give you the script to read from. So we out here, y'all. We got stuff that's out there. We got people that's really in the industry. We got people that's really doing stuff, and we want to get y'all exposed to it as well so that y'all can have those opportunities. I think that absolutely. I think that, that it's good to have these different opportunities presented. I think that it's good to be able to know stuff is out there. They say you have nothing because you don't ask for it. But, I take it a step further. I say you can't ask for it if you don't even know it exists. So here's some stuff that exists that y'all can do. If you need more information, though, and you just get lost in it, ZekeLive730@gmail.com. And at the end of the day, somebody will respond and they can direct you to where to get those other things from, or whatever other email addresses or anything like that to help you to be able to, advance your career or start your career. Some people ain't never did nothing before and they want to just get started, and that's okay too. We ain't hating on that either. So, all right, cool. Let's see here. Let's do some quick morning shout outs. Let's in here. Let's see who's in these comment lines. Who's in the comments? And even before I do that real quick, y'all see what I'm doing with my hair? I don't even know what I'm doing with my hair. I'm trying to twist it. Somebody said I was either biblical character mixed with some kind of wild African bushman, or I'm either depressed. Somebody said, or some combination of the three. It's none of that. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing with my hair. But when y'all see these spikes, y'all know who it is. So there you have it. So Let's see here. Let's do some comments. But even as I'm pulling them up, y'all see. Also, I want to point this out. I got my African gear on today, so I got this in Kenya. I really like these little things. It is hot though. It's hot here in Chicago. I don't know where y'all are, but here in Chicago, I woke up this morning and it's warm in this house. Like, I got a fan blowing on me. My God, like, I'm ready for the summertime. I'm ready for it. It just came out of nowhere. And I don't understand why Chicago weather does this to us. We done had winter for 18 months. And all of a sudden, summer just pop up out of nowhere. Like, hey, niggas, I'm here. Like, so now it's just hot. So shout out to that. Y'all be safe out there with all of that. Y'all be safe with the heat this here. Y'all just be safe. All right. All right. Anyways, let's dive into these comments. Let's see here. First comment of the day. Let's see who gets the first comment of the day. Let's pull it up. 1, 2, 3. It's my boy, Will Chapman. He's been on the show before. Y'all know y'all can go check him out. Willie Chapman. First comment. He even knows he got the first comment. There you go. My boy. Hey. So y'all give a shout out to Will C for having the first comment of the day today. Brony Cat, he beat you out. He beat you out today. But there's Brony Cat right there. Let's see here. I'm trying to find. I know she did it. There you go. I knew she did it. I knew it. It's time to rock and roll with Zeke Live in the morning with your host Zeke Locke and co-host Eric Rideout and Rich Holmes. Grab those beverages and enjoy this segment of inspiration. The church announcement lady has spoken. There it is right there. And let's see, what am I drinking today? My beverage of choice this morning, good old agua. I bought some coffee last night and I didn't even make it this morning. I went with the water. It was a little warm in the house when I got up and I said, cool me off. Give me some water. So there it goes. I wonder what y'all drinking. Y'all drinking coffee this morning? Y'all drinking tea? Or as Brony always puts it, she says, you drinking your Jesus juice? Somebody, I know one of y'all got a mimosa on a Tuesday. It's been a long week already for somebody. So, so there you have it. And then look at Mama's over here today. Good morning, family, she says. Good morning to Mama over there. Yeah, Mama's usually watching us over on Instagram. She's usually watching us on Instagram. And like I said, we've not been on Instagram for the past week. Just about a week, a little over a week, I think. Or maybe last week we stopped going on. I forgot what it was. But either way it goes, we're not on Instagram right now, only because Instagram has some new streaming stipulations. And quite frankly, none of us got time to figure that out and plot it out to make it work with that at the right now. It's just not the top priority. So we'll be back on Instagram. We will be back on Instagram as we shape this thing out. Y'all know we still piloting this show. We got big plans for it, big dreams for it. And we're so glad that y'all here for the ride. But, right now it's just months of piloting and that process. So, yeah, definitely we'll be back on Instagram. So thanks, Mama, for always joining in. And then here goes right here, the one that y'all have to put the hearts and the love and the flowers and all that stuff is Miss Johnny Rideout, a.k.a. Mama JP Rideout. Y'all make sure that y'all give her all the love in the world. Tell her good morning, all that stuff. That's Eric's mama, and she is one of the mamas of the show. And she is here every day to support us and, of course, to close us out and let us know that we had a good show. And so to that effect, we want to just tell y'all, thank you so much. Let's see here. Oh, check this out. So I just came across this. You're drinking hibiscus tea. So funny thing about hibiscus tea. So I do this on my phone. I like this crossword puzzle. They give you like clues and it's a crossword and all that. And one of the words was hibiscus. And I knew it was hibiscus. I could tell it, but it wasn't lining up with the cross. Fact of the matter was I was spelling hibiscus wrong. I didn't realize, just a random anecdote, I didn't realize hibiscus was spelled H-I-B. I thought it was H-A-B. Hibiscus. Like, hibiscus. I thought it was hibiscus. So anyways, that just made me think of that. This was like last night when I was playing the game. I was like, why this word wrong? What else could this be? I'll spell it wrong. So there you have it. Yep. Let's see. Brody Cat's doing the coffee thing this morning. She's doing the coffee thing this morning. Yeah, listen, coffee is, you know what? I think coffee might be an addiction. I think coffee might be addictive. I know they say it, and they've done studies. Some people say it is, some people say it isn't. I'm going to go out there and say, I think it just might be. Like, people need that. People need that coffee in the morning. Like, can't even wake up without it. So, you know. And then look at this right here. Love hibiscus tea, especially loose leaf. Yeah, loose leaf tea is all right. Loose leaf tea is pretty cool. Especially if you get like one of those peak timers that does the thing. We used to go to this one shop around the corner, downtown Whiting, and I don't remember what kind of tea it was. I just remember the flavor was so much better the way they made it in like a tea maker thing. It came to the table and they bring it out and they give you a timer and it would say, you know, don't drink it for like 5 minutes, and it was like a whole thing, but the flavor was so much better than just getting like a Lipton bag or something, you know, and just doing that. So loose leaf really is the way to go. It really is the way to go if you got the right materials for it. And then here it is right here. Shout out to our sis Victoria. What's up, girl? Hey, she says blessings, love, and light. And she's wishing that to us, and I'm wishing it right back to all of y'all. Blessings, love, and light on today. Y'all, it's a great day. This is a great day. I'm so excited, and I'm excited for this week as well. Let's do this. I'm going to bring Eric up to the stage. Usually I play a song first, but I'm going to bring him up right away. And y'all tell Eric what's up. Let's get him to the stage, and we'll play a song around about 8 o'clock. But here he is right here, Mr. Eric Rideout. Y'all give him some love. There he is. What's up, E? Are you on mute? Your mic is muted.
Yeah, it's that morning.
There you go.
Man, let me tell you. I started off arguing with a person already. How do you argue at 6 in the morning? Some lady commented something I commented on in one of those political rooms I go to. And I didn't see it till this morning. And she tried to be slick and do it at like right at 7 or 6:50. She thought I was asleep. No, I'm up. And she was talking trash. And they kicked me out the room. I got kicked out the room.
Wait, what? It was a group room on Facebook or something?
Yeah. It was one, and it was mostly, no offense, it was a Republican-based room. I like to go in there and aggravate.
Oh my God!
And I said something to her. She went off, and I called her a sea snake, and then they kicked me out. So that's what she looked like, a sea snake. Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I hope
that's what's
everybody
up.
had a good night. You're right about something, man. I woke up this morning gasping for air. I'm like, why is it so hot?
Man, bro, it was so hot.
I was about to turn the air on in this building. What's up, Asia Jamal? I was about to turn
Jamal
the
says,
air on.
"What's up?" And she
And you remember,
also says, "Don't let anyone mess with your peace this morning." So.
it's too late. It was gone. But I handled it. I messed hers up because they kicked me out the room. So hello, mama.
Your mama, she called you by your middle name, so you know.
By my middle name. But man, look, it was I woke up this morning, Zeke, and it was like I was sweating. I'm like, what the heck happened?
Yeah, I just woke up.
It just got humid and hot. And
yeah, the humidity in here is wild, man. It's wild. Yeah.
I'm sweating in my house, and I just had to get up and turn my apartment. I had to turn the air on. I don't like to be hot anyway. I hate to be sweaty, and I jump right in the shower immediately. This morning, I thought it was gonna be late, man. I can't be stinky and
man, and that'd be the worst. Like if you take like a shower at nighttime. Like I took a shower last night because I just this morning, as soon as we get done, I gotta run and get to Inglewood. Like I gotta. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna be ready for when it's time to go. I ain't gonna be able to get dressed after. And I woke up sweating. I'm like, I gotta take a whole nother shower. Like I can't do the sweaty nights. I can't do that.
It don't feel good, man. It don't feel good at all.
No, not at all. Yeah.
And so other than that, man, and then like yesterday, we all hung up. I know we all had stuff to do, right? So yesterday was a pretty busy day. Yeah. And it ended on a light note. I watched some videos, the ones you sent me yesterday. I was laughing about that. And man, certain days, I don't know if you ever do this, but I have days where I just sit back and I'll sit right here and look out the window. I'm looking at the sky, the birds and everything, and you just feel grateful for your life. I have those moments of, gratitude, like, God, man, thanks. I could have been, I think about it, man, we could have been born in another time period. We could have been born in the '60s, which I probably would like being in the whole race riot thing. I probably would have liked it. I would have tore some stuff up. I probably
I'm
would
glad
have.
I wasn't here for that. I'm glad I wasn't here for that. I don't know how I would have responded. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have responded positively. And she's like, that's like being born back in the slave days.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for the period because I would have got killed day one because I'm out. I would have said something. So they brought me over. What the heck, Pop? Like, get rid of that one. He gonna be a problem as soon as I get off the boat. But man, I just have those days of gratefulness when I say, God, thank you for this day, my family, my friends, the place you put me at in my life right now. And man, today is a day of thankfulness. And good morning, Megan Robinson, the Megan Robinson.
That's what's
and
up.
Victoria. Yeah, but we had them days, man. Hold on, I gotta put this on pause for a minute. I gotta fix something. No, nothing. I gotta fix something. Hold on.
Oh Lord.
Don't want everybody to see everything that's happening over here.
Oh Lord. What? Well, y'all, there it is. There, right out there he is, y'all. I'll tell y'all what, let's do this. Y'all know this is Music Week, and on Music Week, we're just playing different music. We're playing different songs. We got some guests coming. We got Lehman today, don't we?
Yeah, I sent him a reminder message. Lehman is a person of color, so you know how that go. He will show up in a little bit. I'm waiting on him. But until he does, we got stuff we can talk about and deal with today.
Yeah, no, just making sure. Yep.
Yeah. He's coming on today.
Sweet. Yeah, Lehman is a powerhouse. He's a pretty incredible dude. He's
proud of that guy.
Talented.
Yeah. And he gonna tell the story how we met and how I met him when he was like 14. Something like that.
I was like,
let's clear.
We got to hear these stories that you've been telling about how you used to grab him and he was 14 when you met him and you was ready to beat him up at that time. That's the
Lehman would be considered when he get on here and talk about Lehman was. I couldn't put my hands on the younger kids, right? That was bad, like the 8-10-year-old little boys. It was a summer camp. We had about 400 kids in this camp out the hood. And it was like 12 counselors. I was the head counselor. I was in charge. I was right under the boss. So I could sit people home, sit kids out, sit at home to their mama early. And there was a pastor, Reverend Hartfield, was the pastor over at the church. He was running it. And he used to be in the military. He was a big dude. And he would snatch through kids. He ain't come up like this in his face. Say, you better sit down. And they were terrified of Reverend Hartfield, right? But me, they was terrified of me too, but it wasn't a thing of terror. But when I had the little the little 11-year-olds, nigga, I ain't going, okay, I got you. I sent Lehman and the boys, I was like 13, go tighten them up real quick. Take them in the back and do what you need to do. And then, scuffling, skirt. Then the kid come out all right. Sit down like he has some sense. Leaving them do this. That was my boys. What's up, Tara? And Relentless. What's up? But
when I was shout out to Relentless. Shout out to Tara Jones. There it goes. I was ahead of a summer camp. At my last place, and we used to have a couple kids. I used to have to grab them up. There was this one boy, I had to pick him up. One time I held him up like this. You don't sit down somewhere.
Sometimes kids will push you down.
Sometimes you gotta grab a child and just
take them. That's one thing about my daughter. Before we go to the song, I never had to really get on my daughter because I was a male. And, with men and children sometimes, especially if you have a good daughter, your voice will be enough to make them sit down somewhere. And so I never had the problems with her. I never had to hit her. I think I popped Deja one time in her 24 years of living. And I felt bad after that and took out the. So Hi, Kiki Smith from Texas. What up? So what you got? You got a song for us this morning?
Yeah, let's do a song. Let's do, I'll tell you what, since our girl, Tyra is here. Let's do.
Hey, Tara Jones.
Since our girl is here, let's do this. Let's play her song. And real quick, let me give a couple more shout outs. A shout out to, of course, Kiki. There she is. Let's see here. Let's see. These things coming in quick. My auntie Regina is here. Let's give her a shout out. And then Asia Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, my new stuff is wait till y'all hear the new stuff. Wait till y'all hear that stuff. Yeah, you know. Wait till y'all hear that stuff. And then Relentless, of course, we had to give him a shout out. Wait till y'all hear his stuff. We said hey to Megan. I'm just making sure to acknowledge everyone's and everybody's. Yeah. So anyways, all that stuff. Yeah. What do we do? Lollapalooza?
Yep.
Guys, yeah. That was a crazy wild time. And there's our friend Miss Sophia from down in Naptown.
Prophetess Sophia Rivers from Indianapolis. Hey, go check out her beauty shop if you live in Indianapolis. She's resilient. That's the name of her business, and she's doing it over there. She got her
She's Brazilian?
She's resilient.
Oh, resilient. I thought you said she's Brazilian. Like, you know, they be having them Brazilian hair, Brazilian butt lifts,
she
Brazilian
might
makeup jobs. Like
Sophia does look a little exotic, so she might be.
Well, let's do this. Let's play, since we got our girl Tyra here. I don't know how we
Tara.
How we start calling this girl Tyra? How we
I call her Tara.
Tyra? That's so country.
Other people call her Tara. I'm like, it's Tara.
I gotta talk about this one a little bit. Lollapalooza. Yeah. We were just talking about Lollapalooza a bit. Yeah, how much fun that was. That was a crazy. That was a crazy time. That was really cool, actually. Like, to be able to say I did that. Maybe we'll talk about that when we come back. Let's do this though. Let's play. Okay, just because I want to hear this song. Really, it's more so just because I want to hear it. I want to hear Brandon P's Blessings. I'm gonna go bump that.
You know not to play Michael Jackson again. Don't play that again.
We will not be playing The Wiz anymore. That y'all got that one time and one time only. Like, we will not play that clip no more.
They were like, they got us out of here quick.
But they shut us down quick. Like, it was like maybe a minute into the song, and a thing came across and said a problem was happening on Facebook's end, and I was like, oh God, what just happened? Sure enough, the live was gone. Well, it was because we were playing The Wiz, and they said, nah, Negroes, y'all can't have that. So ain't that something? Ain't it something when white folks tell me I can't play black music?
And that's who told you. That's who told you.
The white folks told me I can't play the black
music on a black show.
On my black show, giving honor to black music.
So people that aren't, these are what we call black people problems. We all never understand. These are black problems.
These are black problems. I mean, now granted, it would have happened with anybody, y'all, but I'm going to personally take offense and call this a black problem. I'm personally taking offense because I got my hair spiked and I got my Africa garb on. So fighting the power, they're not going to keep shutting us down. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's play a little bit of that Brandon P. Let's do that. I love that song, Blessings. And y'all go ahead and share this. And then after that, we're going to play our girl, Tyra. Her name is not Tyra, but we keep putting it in there. I guess we country is I don't know what. So we're going to.
No, I just feel like it's spelled T-A-R-A. That's Tara. It's not Tara.
Oh, man.
She'll know how to spell her own name or pronounce it.
That's what it is. Tara, you don't know how to spell your own name? This?
It's like Ari.
That's wild.
Ari Albertina Rogers. She don't know how to spell her name right, but we'll get on that in a minute when we come back.
Albertina.
That's her middle name. Ari's middle name. She don't never tell nobody, and I don't know why she's so shy about it. You're named after a historic.
It's her. It's her. Our middle name really Albertina.
Albertina. Ask her. Ari Albertina. Ari Albertina. What is it? Rogers. Ariane Albertina.
Arian.
Rogers.
Yeah, it's Arian. But it's finna be Edwards. Yeah, she about to get married in a couple of months, like next month, really, right? Yeah. Well, let's do this. Here it is.
Wait, before you play your song, Tara just tried to correct us with spelling her name. She said actually it's T-A-R-A-H. Well, we're not the ones who spelled it T-A-R-A Jones. So, like I said, you don't even know your own name, Tara. So
I didn't say it. I didn't say it, Tara. I ain't say it, Tyra. I ain't say it.
I said it. My phone will say it to you.
Hey, here it is right here. Let's play Tara Jones. This I Am Who I Am. We've been playing this song a lot, and I really do like this song. This really is a hot song. She really did do her good work on this one. And then after that, we're going to play Brandon P with Blessings with that music video. But Tara Jones, good job on this song. Honest to God. Honest to goodness, this is a great song. And I need y'all to go like download this and all the good things because she did her good work on this one. Here it is right here. Tara Jones with I Am Who I Am.
Ain't no need for your approval. Nah, nah. Nah, nah. Yes, I am made by the rule. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No need for your approval, cause I'm made by him. Designed to his plan, I am who I am. Reaping up the harvest that he promised me. Talk all you want, but you gon' have to walk for me. All my life, but I am blessed and he forgave me when he died. Love my imperfections chosen by the womb. A vessel to be used and I won't stop until it's through. Yes, I am a believer. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Dressed to impress for no reason. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. No need for your approval, cause I'm made by him. Up the harvest that he promised me. Talk all you want, but you gon' have to walk for me. Oh yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Look, your approval isn't needed. I get my kudos from Jesus. You knew my name before I was a fetus. With them on my side, no one can defeat it. Don't go to the DMV for my ID. Legally made, you can't copy. I'm weird, creative, and godly, and I get wild. Boy, Jumanji, what you saying is out of there. You should fall back like a rocket, yeah. I just assume that you unaware. You cannot hurt me, I'm more than a cockroach. I can't worry about what you say, cause you do not control my fate. It was my daddy who caught me when you threw shot me. Boy, saving grace forever changed.
Yes, I am a yeah, 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 yeah. Dressed to impress for no reason. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh. No need for your approval, cause I'm made by him. Designed to his plan, I am who I am. Reaping up the harvest that he promised me. Talk all you want, but you gon' have to walk for me. Oh yeah, I am who I am. I am who I am. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, I am who I am.
Blessings falling down on me. It keeps bringing me joy. Each blessing I receive, it keeps bringing me joy.
Yeah, okay. Blessing to coming in front of me. Coming in front. I'm in the cup with the bag on me. How you feel? Like I got my piece in this heavenly? Yes. We not the same. Keeping the fake up under me. You know. Yeah. I gotta go. I'm in the lead. Yeah. No checking the scope. Plain to see. You reap what you sow. You cannot face me. I gotta say this life is amazing. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time he saved my life. Coming with that talk. Please don't kill my vibe. Shorty got that walk. She know what I like. Yeah. With the gang and it's so shy, yeah. Okay, I'm in the still, I got the truth. Look at the pedigree. Okay, I never lose when I'm on the move. I'm leaning on the G. Okay, dipped in the water, only the Father coming in clutch for me. Coming in clutch, coming in clutch, coming in, yeah.
Blessings falling down on me. It keeps bringing me joy. Each blessing I receive.
Problems I avoid. Why would I give up my core? Belief in you gon' change my war. Make me feel like I'm the world. You gon' maybe I'm not sure. Just make me your little vessel. I won't wrestle with you, Lord. I got all these blessings, man. I'm gon' need a new umbrella. We don't do that stressing, baby. Faith gon' work in any weather. Once I gave him all of me, I just hit the Hall of Fame. We take Jesus over shame. Got no limits, but he not damn. They say no, I'm still the same. Yeah, I got a lot to prove. Fill my life with room. Yeah, I got that tune. Yes, I couldn't help it, my confession. Tell him I'm about to bloom. He wrote me up from the womb. Blessings coming soon.
Blessings falling down on me. He's bringing me joy. Each new blessing I receive. He's bringing me joy. All my life, you've been faithful, and I'm faithful, yeah.
And we back. I just wanted to hear both of them songs, y'all. I just wanted to hear them Jones. That was Tara Jones with I Am Who I Am. That song go hard. Sarah that was loving you in the comments. Asia said she loves your stuff. She says loves your music. Oh, look at that. Look at that. New fans. That's what we're doing this week for, to create new fans, create new people who listening to your stuff, you know, all that good stuff. It was shot, and then the other one's Brandon P with Blessings, and that joint goes hard too, man. It's just smooth. I love good smooth music, man. You know what I mean? I'm into more smooth stuff now as opposed to stuff that's just, you know, I like trap stuff too. I still like, you know, I love that gospel trap. I love that stuff that got like a fire beat, and I love stuff that got like a vibe to it. Like I love stuff like that. Okay, this might sound crazy to say. I'm kind of fading off of my phase of liking just the big, for lack of a better word, the big gospel-y numbers. Like, I'm not saying I hate it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying it's not a good sound. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying it ain't really my go-to no more. Like, you know, like, and that's just me. I don't know about other people, but for me, it really ain't like I'm not just popping in like the latest choir album or the latest, praise and worship album. I don't know, for the last little while now, like past few years, I've been in a season where that ain't my go-to no more. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I wonder how other people feel about that. Because, somebody would be showing up to let me know, that's what's wrong with the church today. Y'all trying to play all this hippity hop and y'all don't sound like the church no more. And I'm like, cool, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
That was, I feel this. I like a lot of the newer stuff. You know what I mean? That people are doing. Music is evolving.
Yeah.
And I love it. And those that I see where Megan said she liked that song, like you said, Zeke, Brandon's song Blessing. Speaking of, Brandon and his group Anthem Music will be here in Chicago. I will be releasing the date. It's going to be open to the public, and you'll hear that song and many more.
Yeah.
And it's going to be co-sponsored by Zeke Locke in the morning. So we're going to be there too, set up so y'all can come out to that. I have the date soon for that. But yeah, man, music, there's a lot of artists, Jordan Armstrong, there's different people like that I'll listen to.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, you would play like a Hezekiah Walker. No, and this is no shot to anybody about the music.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You would play a Hezekiah Walker song or a John P. song, but now, I'm playing Brandon P. or I'm playing Old Girl we play every morning. Pretty good.
Yeah.
What's her face?
Yeah.
Teresa. Or
yeah.
The other one I sent you, Blanca, who made that song Worthy. I met Blanca years ago through Joanne Rosario. She, you know, it's not. I don't listen to all of the necessarily mainstream people as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Some, you know, I do because of relationship or what we have going. You know what I mean? Like Dietrich always puts out good music.
But you always got stuff that's kind of like, you know, in a different vein as well, though. You know?
Yeah, in Asia, and I saw what you said about KB and Andy Mineo. Yeah, Brandon produced some of their records.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Funny. Small world, right? But yeah,
True.
gospel hip hop, and just the new indie artists like Mervyn Hammond and people like Jeremy Sanders.
Yeah, those songs are vibes. Those songs are bops.
Yeah.
Those songs feel and sound like stuff that we, you know, that we listen to on the radio when we or in the clubs or when we just driving. Like, you know, I said this before. One of my absolute favorite things to do is to go to Las Vegas. You know, my parents live out there. I go to Las Vegas, and when I go out there, I'll rent a convertible, even if I just get it for a few days. Like, I'll rent a convertible. And I literally just go get lost around the city. Like, so I kind of know my way around Vegas just a little bit because I go get lost all the time. And I just drive for hours, just driving around with the top down. But the music I'm bumping is stuff like Afro vibes. Like, I love stuff like that. Anything with an Afro beat, I love it. I love stuff, especially this newer stuff, man. I love it. I be bumping it top of the volume, like bumping it. Or I bump a lot of, I know he's crazy now, but he's always been crazy, but he's crazier. I still bump a lot of old Kanye. That's my I will bump that. That's my stuff. But you know, like the gospel sound, even when it comes to gospel music though, like I said, I'm listening to stuff that got a different vibe, a different feel. I saw this in the comments right here. Gospel music is not my go-to. Like, you know, and a lot of us, we grew up with this stuff. We grew up with gospel. We grew up with church music. We grew up with all of that. So I get it. You know, but what happens when you reach a point in your life where it's like, nah, I'm like, you know, something else. I need something that's smooth. I remember this story I told you before. When we was in Dallas, he was already in the bed by that time, and me and Rich was still in the front room, and it was down there in Dallas, and we was like we hanging out, we coming up with plans, we coming up with, you know, we all inspired, and there's like this really vibey like playlist that's going on, and then out of nowhere, I got up to get some water, and as soon as I put it, like I was getting it out the spout, as soon as I turned the thing on, it was like like these horns and big drum breaks and all that. And I was just like, it just pierced through the whole atmosphere. And by that time,
it changed the whole room.
It changed
the
whole
room. Then it's done. And then you can't get it back.
You can't get that feeling back. Yeah.
You
especially like
Yeah,
especially like 3 a.m. It was like 3:30 in the morning. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were just up. It was really late. And by that time, I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to bed. I'll see you in the morning, Doc. Like, just a whole vibe.
Oh, wait. I remember that. And actually, I was asleep when I woke up because that woke me up. I remember. It was I don't want to say who it was. The music came on, one of the choir songs. I remember that because that woke me up. I laughed in my room. I started laughing. That was great. It changed the whole room. But that's what happened, man. You know, and those of you that don't know what we're talking about per se, it's just like as a man, you out, like we said before, you out, and say you got YouTube playing and you and your girl are out, and you know, y'all chilling, and then here come a commercial, you know, used car salesman commercial. Would you like a new Ford? You're like, wait a minute, that's
the worst. That's
the worst. It's done.
That's why you got to pay for your streaming services.
Pay for your streaming services.
For you married folks, I ain't gonna condone it for everybody else, but for you married folks, when you get into that sexy time and you ready to have a good time with your spouse, you ready to go ahead and have a great time. If you haven't paid for streaming services, those commercials will cut through
and wear you
break
out.
Your whole mood.
Or if you're trying to sleep at night and you got the soft music and you sleep in the rain and stuff, and you like, man, and then here comes somebody. I hate it.
Or be some loud commercials. It's always the loudest commercials. Always be coming on louder than everything else too. It's always.
And then you turn your TV down,
right?
And then when you go into the other stuff, then you got to sit back and turn it back up. Now you woke.
Now you awake, wide awake, and it be bright and be all that.
somebody said Kanye, and I don't know if people follow him. Did you see what he said the other day? This dude, Kanye be saying, you saw it?
Yeah, the thing he said about Paris and all that.
No, about his cousin.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, that I saw that actually. Robert Marshall reposted it. That's when I saw it, and he made the caption. He said, "This is why the ARC conference is needed." I think we do a lot of talking about Kanye. You know, like he said, niggas talk so much about me in barbershops, they forget to get their hair cut. Like we do a lot of talking about Kanye, but here's the reality. He just told y'all what his truth was. Like now we gonna tease him and laugh at him.
And what do you say? I had my mouth wired shut, not because of accident, but to stop doing that. That's crazy. That's what he said yesterday.
Bro,
then he turned around and said some of my tweets were just for shock value. But and now it's like, did that happen?
No, I think that one probably happened.
I think that happened.
I think that one probably happened. I think he was letting that off his chest. He got a song about it apparently. So, like, you know, but here's the reality. That could have went a whole different way. I mean, you think of Diddy, you think of Kells, you think all of these ones who had these weird sexual
He was
things.
molested.
Yeah.
Kells.
But then they grew up and they did wild stuff that actually damaged and hurt other people in those they perpetuated that sexual trauma to other people, you know. And what's crazy is so many people in not just Hollywood, but in the music world have experienced that. Like, you'd be surprised how many people like have experienced those kinds of things in the music world, and then they go on to become massive stars, big celebrities, or whatever the case may be, and they're carrying all of that trauma and nonsense with them, and that stuff can't help but to seep into your music and to seep into your style and to seep into your music videos and all of that. So what are you perpetuating at that point?
Think about it. Think about Prince. What was his song? Was it about his cousin or his sister that he was intimate with? Prince had a song out back in the day talking about, I think it was Sister. It was named Sister. And he talked about a situation that happened, you know, like that. And so a lot of people have been through stuff like that, and it comes out through their music. You're right. Kanye needs prayer, not ridicule. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
There is a good question to you and I that Asia asked at 8:19. And if you want to answer that, because I know you may have a thought on that.
Let's see. How do you guys feel about remixing secular songs to gospel songs? I don't feel no kind of way about it. I think it's a dope thing to do. I used to think it was a cheesy thing to do. I like it when it's dope. Let's put it that way. Some people do it and it's a dope way. And then some people, you know, like it'd be like, oh, that's a bop. Oh, that's a vibe. Or it just like fits. Or sometimes like even in a church service, like you just pick something up and, you know, you can, you know, kind of rock it from there. And that's pretty dope. So there's times where it happens and it's dope. I was looking for this t-shirt. It's sitting on the back of my chair. There's times where it happens and it's just like, what is this falling? Where it happens and it's dope. Then there's other times where it happens and it's just cheesy. You just be like,
it's like if it's done, like you said, the right way. Because I think sometimes the church, we grab stuff and try to do it that way, and we behind. Like, everybody remember what's the song? The Mary J. Blige song. Remember
oh yeah.
And churches but that had been going out for years.
Yeah.
And in church first, guys, you think they're killing with that? They go. I'm like, dude, that was 10 years ago. What are you doing? You still doing that? And they think they're doing it. They looking around everybody else. No, I like a good mix of a song that. Matter of fact, there's some people that got them. Let's use, we can use Dietrich's done them. Brandon P got joints that he got. And you hear, well, matter of fact, he got different Kanye joints mixed in, or this person mixed in his back, sitting back in the loop where you hear, you know, the little nuances of it. But yeah, it depends on the song. And then be current. I remember it was this youth event in Milwaukee. I told you this about before, this lady. And then that's why also people, when you're doing your events, have the right host for a youth event. Don't have the church mother MC in the church event. And this happened, and it's going to that. The bands was playing some song, and the mother thought it was, it was an old band on top of that. She thought it was, her shoulders bouncing. She jumps up and says, you know what, y'all, and then remind you, it's 14-year-olds in this building, right? Mother is like 80 something. You know, that's how y'all, that's right. Y'all young people don't have no kind of love for God. I see what it is. Now, see, if the Commodores was to walk up in here, y'all lose y'all mind. Them kids ain't have a bit no knowledge of who no Commodores are. I said, the Commodores, I looked around and said, who the heck? Lady, I was just getting here on earth when the Commodores came out. You would tell somebody my daughter's age, if the Commodores was walking here, y'all lose y'all mind. I said, no, they wouldn't. Them kids were looking like, who's these old men? They don't know that. But see,
the Commodores walk in, they would say, excuse me, sir. That's what they, that's all they would say.
You said they'll say, yeah, exactly. Bitch, they'll think you're a pastor, minister, such and such. And I told them, that's why I think the church is always behind. That's why I said certain things have to be, going back to the music, certain things that if you're going to do it, do something current. And then back, and I know that was just a side note. Don't have no, not too much on the Commodores. Oh, it's a lot on the Commodores. I'm going to say a lot on them. Ain't no, now, let me say this. If it's one of their R&B songs that somebody young listens to, like my daughter be listening to Bobby Womack. And I'm like, who in the heck, when did you even know that song existed? You know, she listens to old stuff. Man. Yeah, from the 60s, the 30s. Deja listens to, my daughter listens to all kind of stuff. I get in her car, she got Latin music on, she got rock. Then I get in there, it's somebody from some female group from the 1960s, you know, the 70s. She got Fifth Dimension, then she'll prefer Fred Hammond. You know, some people are like that.
Fifth Dimension?
Deja play everything in her car. I have no clue.
What?
I'm like, how do you even know this stuff?
I don't even think the Fifth Dimension listen to the Fifth Dimension.
Deja and they listen to everybody. And the
this
thing
is
though,
coming. What is it? This is the dawning of Aquarius.
What made me think about that was what's the movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I watched that though.
Yes,
it's one of the best movies of all time.
Low key, I did not know. I didn't know who the Fifth Dimension was, honestly. Like when that movie came out, because who's listening? Who's just? I'm not knocking the Fifth Dimension, but who's just bumping the Fifth Dimension like that? So I didn't know who the Fifth Dimension was. Like, and then I go to this. So of course I knew the 40-Year-Old Virgin. I used to wear that movie out. And then I went to this concert where Fifth Dimension was there at Kankakee. They had the Merchant Street Music Fest. And they always bring back these old, groups and singers.
Like, that's Fifth Dimension.
And then, and so they sang that song, and I was like, oh, the song from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's y'all. I went up there and I got a picture. Actually, I think I ended up on stage with them some kind of way. And then the lead singer, like, she took a picture with me. She was all done up and jazzy, and she was, the superstar and all of this. And I was just like, oh, ain't you just cute with your little self, with your little long wig? You better go ahead, girl.
You get a mad at yourself. All right, mother.
All right, mother. I take this shoulder out. You get this shit.
Oh yeah, you weren't married then. Oh wait, Asia.
Oh, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
I was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I wasn't married at the time. I was not afraid to show my shoulders to the mothers.
Them old ladies used to love you. The mothers used to love Zeke. Asia asked another good question, Zeke, at 8:26, and I'll wait till you post it before I answer it. Because
well, let's see. I tell you what. Let's do this. Let's go to another music break. We're sitting right at about 8:30. Let's do another music
let me
break.
check on Lehman while
we're just going to keep playing music all day today, y'all. And that's how we're going to do it all week. We're just going to keep playing songs. I got songs that I've loaded up, but starting tomorrow, we're really going to start, playing some other stuff and some new stuff. I like the stuff I like, so I'm playing what I like. Yeah, it's Zeke Live in the morning. I play what I like. So there it is right there. But this is the question we're going to approach when we come back. Since that question has been put to the thing, I don't mind approaching this one. We've talked about it before. I don't mind talking about it again. I think this is a really good question here, though. How do you feel about secular artists doing gospel albums? Is this witnessing or hypocrisy? Is it hypocrisy or is it witnessing? And I got a cool story about that. For those who've never heard this story, those who lock in with us, you've heard this. You've heard this one before. This story I'll tell, but we'll tell it when we get back. Let's see who we gonna play. E. Let's play. Since we done talked about Merv, let's play Merv. About him. Go ahead.
Did you the songs that you were sent? Did you end up loading them all up, or not all of them yet? The ones I sent you.
Did you send them to Zeke Live? Well, I'll ask you offline. Yeah. I'll ask you offline when we get over there. All right, y'all. Here it goes. We talked about Merv Hammond. Let's play his song. I just want to vibe to that. I'm in a vibey mood this morning. It's hot, and I'm just feeling like this morning. So I need vibes this morning. Let's vibe out to our dude Merv Hammond, and then I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Merv Hammond and then Burning Bridges. All right. So we've been playing those two songs for the last week. I'm playing them right now, and then I'm gonna play this other one that I did from Duzzy Daniel a little bit later on. But right now, let's do Merv Hammond and let's do JC Burning Bridges. Y'all lock in. I'll be okay. Y'all let them. That's the name of this song. I'll be okay. But y'all make sure that y'all show some love and y'all go follow these people and y'all go give them the hearts and all the tings like that. Here it is, Merv Hammond with I'll Be Okay.
You're a child of the King, and His love is supreme. Said He knows your days and He knows your nights. You were more than just inspired. It cannot be described how you feeling with pride when you choose to walk at His side and under His care you want to reside. I know. Sometimes this life will go after your smile. Try to pull that away from you, oh. But don't allow the pressure to make you forget who you are. Beloved, be encouraged. Beloved, we got a promise from heaven, so we're alright, we're okay, we're alright, we're okay. There is nothing that can keep us from the life that we have in Jesus. So we're alright, we're okay, we're alright, we'll be okay. Be encouraged.
I'm standing on your promises, you haven't failed me yet. You're not a man that you should lie, so I never fret. I'm so encouraged, you gave me courage, you comfort me. With the still small voice, you said you never leave. From that moment on, I knew everything was okay. Cause you conquered everything, even death in the grave. Now who am I that you should love me and have in my praise? When it comes to your ways, Lord, I'm so amazed. You remain the same, yet daily you're brand new. When I think about it, nothing compares to you. Now gold, diamonds, and pearls, Lord, I adore you. The Prince of Peace, remove the thief from this temple. You're the Lord and King of Kings upon the throne. I give you glory, and glory is God and God alone. Your love is unconditional, I gotta let the world know. Nothing can separate us, no matter where I go.
Encouraged, beloved, we got a promise from heaven. So we're alright, we're okay, we're alright, we're okay. There is nothing that can keep us from the life that we have in Jesus. So we're alright, we're okay, we're alright, we'll be okay. Be encouraged, beloved, we got a promise from heaven. So we're alright, we're okay, we're alright, we're okay. There is nothing that can keep us from the life that we have in Jesus. So we're alright, we're okay, we're alright, we'll be okay. There are times when I forget this and I give in to pressure and I make mistakes. Tell me, what should I do? Sometimes it's a relapse. If you relapse, gotta retrack. If you retrack, it'll lead back to the King that'll bring peace back. With your peace back, you can think right. When you think right, you can see light. With the right sight, then your life's tight. Your Christ walk will be alright. Be encouraged, beloved. We got a promise from heaven, so we're alright. We're okay. We're alright. We're okay. There is nothing that can keep us from the life that we have in Jesus. So we're alright. We're okay. We're alright. We'll be okay. Be encouraged, beloved. We got a promise from heaven, so we're alright. We're okay. We're alright. We're okay. There is nothing that can keep us from the life that we have in Jesus. nothing that can keep us from the life that we have in Jesus. So we're alright, we're okay, we're alright, we'll be okay. Yes, we will. We said, oh yes, we will.
You make me wonder why I even lost you. You had me shedding tears like a faucet. I'm scared to fall in love cause it costs you. You could feel the pain going through my pulse. You got me out here changing and out. You taking up a space in my heart. Sometimes thinking about the past give me nausea. Sometimes thinking about the past also. Lately I'm approaching the future with some caution. Really had me believing I was yours. Breaking my heart in pieces, broke yours. Are you sure that's what you wanna do? You can only pick one side. I guess you done chose. Made you number one, you didn't cross me too. One time isn't enough for me to cut you loose. Try to take your word, I ain't need no proof. But now that bridge is burned, I'd rather live and learn than live without the truth. Really had me believing I was yours. Breaking my heart in pieces, broke yours. Really had me believing I was yours. Breaking my heart in pieces, broke yours. Are you sure that's what you wanna do? You can only pick one side. I guess you done chose.
And we're back. We're back. Hey, y'all, we are back. We are back. That was, what was that? That was JC with Burning Bridges. That was the last song. And right before that was Mervin Hammond the third with I'll Be Okay. I love both of those songs. I told y'all, I just love good vibes. And today is a vibey day. I would have been at the beach normally, but I wasn't at the beach. Hey, y'all, we are back. We got some cool questions that we're going to address. But before we do any of that, we actually have someone that y'all want to meet, someone y'all want to see. But before we bring him right to the stage, I got to say this. Have you subscribed over on YouTube? If you're watching us on YouTube, you are a lock star and a half. If you're watching us on Facebook, you're still a lock star. I still love you. But if you're watching us on YouTube, you're thebomb.com. So shout out to all of y'all. Make sure you subscribe to us over on YouTube. Turn on your notifications, all that stuff. And then follow us over on Facebook and Instagram at 100. We are going to do a kickback. We're doing a straight up Zeke Live kickback. I'm doing some music. I'm going to have some other folks there. We're going to do some stuff. And it's going to be a good time, baby. A good time. So make sure y'all come. Real quick, let's get Eric back to the... I did something wrong, Eric. Hold on a second. There it goes. Pressing the wrong buttons. What just happened? What did I do? How did I do that?
I don't know what happened, but it was funny.
Pressing the wrong buttons. Don't know what I'm doing. Trying to work too many things at once and run my mouth.
People, look, man, we got a guest today that is like my little brother. This dude is amazing. Has written for everybody, for Fred Hammond, Mixed Records, Stellar Awards. Dude is an amazing vocal arranger, worship leader. This is my guy. That was just what to say. Zeke can introduce him. Because I can't put the button to do it. I forgot I can't put him on. So after that, so the segue to Zeke to bring him on. But
I thought you was gonna say his name. I was about to do a whole music intro and everything. We didn't rehearse this, as y'all can clearly see. We did not rehearse. We just turned this thing on at 7 in the morning and decided to do something. So here it is right here. Y'all give it up for the one and the only Mr. Dr. Lehman Gray. Lehman!
What's up? What up?
What's up? Oh, you got balloons and stuff?
I know, right?
You fancy, dog. Like,
see, I'm like, who's this nigga? I'm just waiting. What's going on, El Gray?
What up, y'all? What up?
What up, Lehman?
What's up, man? Welcome to Zeke Live. Thank you for being here this morning. Like, this is, I know it's bright and early. Like, it's super early. I know.
Oh, no, I'll be up. I actually just dropped my son off at daycare. I'm sitting outside the gym, so that way, you know, when I'm done with y'all, I can go and get it in. So.
Oh, look at that.
And for those that don't know, Lehman is now a married man and a father.
Yeah, Lord.
And
this little 3-year-old taking me out, Lord.
so you ready to pack him up and send him on vacation.
Man, and his mama out of town, so it's just me and him right now, so
Lehman, take the pillow. You know what to do.
Man.
Say, bless your father, son.
I got some melatonin for him, so it's all good. Don't worry about it.
We used to do that to my baby one of my cousins. We used to put on the pacifier and rub NyQuil and stuff on there. So here, go ahead and suck on that, kid. And next thing you know,
yep.
I heard parents be doing that. Yeah, I heard they be doing that.
You'll do it eventually, Zeke. But Lehman, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming. Everybody, look, this guy and I have known each other for years. Lehman, I told the story about you on here.
So Eric, let me preface it with this real quick. Eric be talking about you all the time on here. He talks about how amazing you are, but he also tells us a million stories about when y'all was kids and
yeah, man. This dude, them was the good old days dude, right there.
And the thing was, the story I told about Lehman was, and the other stories we don't share on here, but this story I can share on my mother in the comments is that Lehman and them were out. If you remember, Lehman and them was out there way out in the water. And I was telling this other day, and I couldn't swim. So I was telling Lehman and them, man, y'all come back up here. And they was giving me the finger and everything else. They was,
nah.
They had some girls.
What Eric ain't telling y'all is that we was in the water with girls. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there was girls out there.
And they was trying to have us come in. We was still trying to holler at the chicks. And we was like, nah, man, get there. Come out here and get us. And we knew we couldn't swim. So we was like, oh, no, we right here. We could.
Dude, I'm on the shoreline hollering, y'all niggas, come up. Dude, I was hoarse after the thing. I couldn't even talk no more, hollering at them fools. But this dude ended up being one of the best people I've known in my life when it comes to singing. I remember we did a show at Kimberelton. We put some singers together. And I just put some people together. My god sister, Lehman. And they came in that room, and I don't know if you remember, Kim came in the room and was like, all right. She sat down, she was like, all right, let's hear what y'all got. Somebody got a radio, and they was like, we don't need no radio. And Terrain Harris counted off, and they came in a cappella, killing her song. She started humming and vibing. Kim was like, oh yeah. That show Lehman did, and then something else he did was Kirk Franklin had auditions to sing backup for him and Ty Tribbett at the Chicago Theater. Remember, for GCI.
Mm-hmm.
And now, it was a line of people in line to audition. Keep that in mind. There was a line of people that auditioned. But now I can say it because I don't care how people feel. I never care anymore. I knew the judges. So I told them, my people coming down audition. So Lehman got down there first. As soon as they went in and did the thing, they got the gig. All the other people just wasted their time in line. But they killed, Lehman and them killed. Kirk was so impressed with his arrangement. So Lehman, tell everybody that's listening, dude, about all that you've done. Because your boy, literally, Fred is texting now. We talking. He trying to check you out. But tell everybody about Lehman Gray, who you do. No, pause. What you do.
His wife, hopefully. This.
Yeah. Huh?
As soon as you get to town, huh?
Say, Lehman, there's work to do. There's work to do.
But
hey,
yeah, man.
Tell everybody about you, bro.
I don't too much like talking about myself, but I guess in this season of my life, I gotta do something.
You gotta do this. You get something. You get the credit, but God get the glory.
No, he gets the glory. Okay, now that glory goes straight up. I don't care what the stand does. That glory gonna go straight up. That credit come right back here. Okay, the credit can go to you, Zeke, can go to Eric, but that glory go straight up. Okay. But
Shut
no,
up.
I've done a lot of things, man. Just over the years, it's kind of amazing to even sit back and think about it. Just even from when we did revamp to the 1390
Oh,
gig to me being able to sing background for Fred, go on tour. I did 3 tours with Fred. I wrote on the last record he did, Worship Journal. I vocal produced I Will Trust. My vocal arrangements are laced all on that joint. It's just a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Then I learned audio production and shout out to my brother Philip Feaster, who definitely, you know what I'm saying, like taught me everything I know as far as Pro Tools. He definitely gave me my start and my knowledge. From that to now just being a minister of music and doing audio, I can install systems, I can run sound, I can do some of everything. So, but music has always been a strong part of my life. And so I try to do everything, you know, working with Vashawn. Vashawn was my first major artist record. Vashawn Mitchell, when we did what was that? Created for This. That record. Yep. So
Then you did something with
now, and
Kiera too, wasn't
I'm
it?
just gonna set the record straight, and this ain't no shade because I ain't that type of person. But myself and Anthony Brown vocal produced that record. Anthony gets a lot of the credit because who Anthony Brown is, but me and Anthony vocal produced that record.
Yeah.
And
Say
I
it
did
again.
majority.
Yeah, you better take
I
it.
did majority of the record, and then Vashawn had me on as a feature artist.
That's
So
right.
I
There
sang
you
on that
go.
record as
There you
well.
go. Take your credit. There you go.
You
Take
gotta
your
get it.
credit.
right there, huh? You know what I'm saying? So that was my
And
first time like in the quote unquote industry. And
yeah.
from there, I want to say right after that, that's when Kiki came to Chicago and she did the, on this night we cry out, February
There you go.
28th. We want more of you. That was that. I was the vocal. I was the vocal. I'm sorry, not vocal. I was the overdubbing engineer
Yeah.
for that record.
For the
So
free
Jay
album.
Drew, right? So that's on the free album. So Jay Drew and them came to the studio the day after, just made some quick changes, but I engineered that particular session. And then
Wow.
and then from there it's just been like one thing after the other.
Wait, he forgetting something that was really big that he did. Pause. Was the Stella Award.
Oh yeah, I did.
This dude
Again,
did the vocal stuff when Beyonce and them did the Stellas and all of them.
and so what I
Leaving when
did
she got
was, and again, shout out to Philip Feaster, that's my brother,
yeah.
and then also Fred Nelson, who at the time was the
Good dude.
music director for the Stellas. And so what happened
Yeah.
was, with me learning Pro Tools, I got called in from Phil because he was playing in the band to run playback for the Stellar Awards. So I did it for 2 years. The first year we did it in Nashville, and then the next year when I did it, that's when Destiny's Child was on the scene. And yeah, I ran playback for Destiny's Child. Got a chance to meet Beyonce and everything. You know what I'm saying? It was really, really, really cool experience. You know what I'm saying? And just dope. And I'll tell y'all a quick story that nobody knows.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Hey.
This will just attest to the knowledge that Philip gave me. So I had a hard drive. And this is before I started backing things up on other hard drives. This when I had now this before they got all small with the little compact and the external joints. You know, back then if it was external, you had a
Yep.
power supply and you had this big old brick
Yep.
of a hard drive.
Yep.
So I had all my whole Stellar Awards playback session on the hard drive. We was good, making edits, all that good stuff. When I tell you the day of that hard drive crashed, day of.
Did you
Now, mind
scream?
you, Stella's is mad professional. So even the day of, we're still running rehearsals. You know what I'm saying? So in that, only person knew was Phil. And Phil was just like, well, I mean, you're gonna have to make it happen. Luckily, I had all of the all of the stems, and I remembered all of the edits. So I knew I had time. All right, while they doing this, I can use my laptop, make this edit here. Because again, I'm on the production truck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making edits on the laptop while one artist is rehearsing because I got their stuff, making edits to their stuff, then making edits and then loading in for the next artist that's coming that I made edits for yesterday. So I had to do all my work over in the span of 2 days, like in 30 minutes right before we went live.
Oh,
was that not the year too, Lehman? Am I right? Was that the year that Commissioner Union was on there too? Because I remember Destiny Child was in the back when they met Fred and them.
So that year when that happened, that we were in Nashville, and that's when Ty Tribbett did the school situation.
The school situation.
Yeah, when they had the little uniforms and everything. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was that particular year. But man,
now I gotta ask you, Lehman, what's the first thing you did when it happened?
Oh no, I cussed. I ain't gonna hold you. No, I cussed hard. No, I cussed. It was sheer panic because I could not. Ain't nothing like loading up that. And I'm doing everything. I'm treating that thing like a Nintendo cartridge. I'm blowing on the back of the hard drive. You know, you had FireWire back then, so I'm blowing in the port.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, maybe it's the cable. I had the other engineers on the truck give me several new cables. It would, the hard drive just crashed.
Blowing canned air in there and everything.
Man, I'm doing everything. It just crashed on me. But luckily, I had the other stuff in my email, all of the original stems. I just had to go in and make edits, and even still had to do that while we were rehearsing. You know, and that's stop and go, you know what I'm saying, on the truck. I'm stopping, got to listen to the MD. I'm listening to the director telling me what to do. It was just so much happening. But luckily, I spent so much time reps in the gym, in the studio, knowing what to do and knowing how to get around it. Man,
because
if
not,
I didn't say that, you wouldn't know nothing about it.
Hey, if not Lehman, you would have just had to discreetly walk out and take a bus go back to Chicago.
I'd been fired. It'd been bad.
Well, you just taught a really good lesson though, like having stuff backed up. So I had that exact same thing happen in 2020. All my music. So I had just all my music in general. Like when I say literally all my stuff, like you said, it was back when it was just a hard drive that
man.
And I had one of them. I'll never buy this brand again. Western Digital. I never buy that brand again. I never buy that brand again. Like that thing crashed. I still got it to this day. Matter of fact, here it is right here. I keep it on my desk. Just to, but it forced me to have to like redo all my music, and I didn't redo none of that stuff. I just started making new stuff because I was like, I'm not making all that music over. I never buy this brand again. It crashed on me, lost all my music, sunk into a depression because I was like, how in the world?
And then see, Zeke, you even still got an up-to-date version of Western Digital. When I started, we had the big block power Western Digitals, and them things would crash on you.
Yeah.
We switched to Lacey. I had that. What crashed on me was Lacey, and Lacey was holding up. Crashed.
Dang.
And you were sick, weren't you?
No, I was sick. I couldn't believe it. But luckily, shout out to my brother because he did not tell the musical director, hey, so the hard drive crashed. He didn't say nothing. He just looked at me and was like, hey, well.
That would have caused so much panic, though. If he would have let that out, that would have caused so much panic. Like unnecessary panic, because you was actually able to work it out. Like, so everybody would have been, we can't do this, we can't. They would have been making arrangements that it ultimately wouldn't even need to be made. So shout out to Phil Feast on that.
Shout out to my brother, man.
And look, Lehman, something else too, because I know you got to go. Somebody asked a question, Zeke. They want Lehman to chime in.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we said we was coming back with this question, and I'll tell you what. Before we go to that question, real quick though, so you got some new stuff that's out right now. I saw you post some. What you got some new music that's out right now? What's your stuff that you got going on right now?
So it's not out. My team got mad at me for posting prematurely, so I took it down. But I do have some new music coming out next month. I got some new music coming out. It's a song called Safe. Beautiful song. It's a different vibe. I kind of hear you guys. I'm sick of the same old gospel music. I feel like we don't evolve.
Yeah.
I feel like everything is always the same formula. And now we've kind of embraced the CCM worship culture. So now everything is kind of geared toward a Maverick City or, you know what I'm saying? So, especially now in this day and age, if you're doing anything musical from an independent standpoint, you got to do it for the love because it ain't no money really in it. Really. Somehow, it's just not. It's just not. It's streaming is whack. You know, even
ain't no money in streams.
Even if you get a million streams, it's $3,000, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I will have some new music coming out in May. When I get the date and everything, I will definitely give it to you all. I want to say I did take off the song I put out about 5 years ago called "Never Leave Us." It's off of the other streaming platforms, but it's still on Apple Music. So if y'all want to stream that, you can.
Gotcha.
But
Yep,
yeah,
yep. And we do
So
have that
Lena,
stream on Apple Music.
Yep.
Never Leave Us. I was trying to get it loaded up on here so we could play it before you got here. So we'll hopefully be able to have it loaded up at least by the end of the show.
Okay, bet.
Hopefully have it loaded up so people can hear your stuff. And if we don't get it today, we'll have it this week. That's for sure.
Awesome.
Like, because this is music week, and that's why we had you here. So you can kind of talk about that music thing. Now you're also over at Embassy still, right? Are you still over at Embassy?
I'm still at Embassy of Christ. Y'all just pray for our church. Dr. J.
you just lost First Lady.
Yeah, she just passed last Monday.
Did not know that.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
Pastor passed through last year?
Last year, right?
No, Dr. C passed 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
okay.
and now his wife passed.
Wow. And again, it's just crazy. Like, it was Easter. I saw her, spoke to her. Everything looked fine. From my understanding, they went to dinner after. And the next morning, she was in glory. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, we definitely keep y'all lifted up over there because, you're running a whole, and Embassies is such a legacy place, especially for Northwest Indiana up in Gary. And, one of the first with LXW back in the day, that was one of the first outside gigs I did way back in the day with LXW was out there. Yeah, they did something like outside on the parking lot, basically. And like a bunch of people that was there and they had the stage and we was wild and crazy, probably too wild for what anybody was asking for. But we definitely but y'all running a pretty cool operation out there. I mean, the screens and the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just the whole idea of it. And and I'm segueing that a little bit into this question that came up about how we feel about like secular artists who are doing gospel music. Do we think that or at the same time gospel artists who are doing other stuff, but there's these secular artists. You take like Snoop Dogg had a project, Kanye West had Sunday Service Choir, and then Donda was basically a gospel project. And then like you take these secular artists who are major secular artists and they're doing these gospel projects. And the question came in here, how do we feel about that? Do we feel that that is hypocrisy or a way of witness and reaching people, or like what? Just I don't want to paint it too much, but what's your thoughts on that? On that as a question?
I honestly feel like it's a way of witness, especially when it's genuine. I look at things differently, especially from a music standpoint. Like, we're all sinners, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And we're all products of grace. So in and with that, Kanye West was able to reach a group of people that some churches will never ever reach. You know what I'm saying? In any other, like even from Tori Kelly, she had a gospel record. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg, when he did his, they're reaching a group of people, a culture of people who probably, one, never heard of Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Two, probably might have been a little high, especially with Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm talking about? Might have been
lifted up.
Might have been on the devil's lettuce. You know what I'm saying? But even in that, they got a chance to hear about the life and the love of Jesus Christ. Now, the only thing that kind of grinds my gears, and this ain't really a spiritual thing, I don't necessarily like when secular artists come to the gospel side to win Grammys. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come in our lane now just because in your particular genre you're not gonna get a Grammy. But if you come over here and do this, you're more likely to, and that's just a business thing. But as far as spiritual, it doesn't bother me. Because again, man, Kanye needs Jesus, Snoop needs Jesus, we all need Jesus. And they may have an ulterior motive and agenda, but God always gets the glory at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and you know what else too? With that too, something that Lehman said, everybody needs Jesus. And see, the thing is, as you know this, Lehman, because you've been around, you know too, a lot of those secular artists are church kids anyway. A lot of them are, just like I remember when Chance the Rapper got married. At this man's wedding, who sang? Hezekiah Walker, and he had Fred there. He didn't have, and Kanye had it, same thing, had them come for his event. These people are church kids. Snoop Dogg's mama is an evangelist. So these are not people that are unchurched. But even if they were, it shouldn't matter. Anybody, it shouldn't matter. And especially, and you know what I think make most people mad? And I don't want to say this one particular artist's name because he was hot when Kanye album won all those stellars. But Kanye's, as Lehman knows, Kanye's level best in production was just different than gospel. It was different. His was here, and gospel was a smooth.
Yeah.
He's still
Fell
Kanye.
right in.
It's like
Yeah.
even with him
Kanye.
remixing secular songs, man,
He's
like
Kanye.
man, he's
Yeah.
still Kanye. And then a crazy thing, a lot of those people you see singing background with him are church kids.
Church
A
day
lot
on
of these,
Sunday, leading
you know what I'm
worship on
saying?
Sunday morning after getting
Man,
off the road on Saturday night.
minister of music, you know, a lot of these background people you see in the industry are church kids. A lot of these band members you see are church babies.
musicians.
A lot of the music you hear, especially on these live shows, church. Like T-Pain just did Coachella for I think the last 3 stages or whatever.
And Chris played, yeah.
My boy Rodney Jones is the MD. If you listen to that stuff, it's all church.
Mm-hmm.
It's church. So again, I think Tank and Jay Holiday had a thing on on their podcast saying that's what's missing in R&B. Back in the day, Jodeci was church.
Yeah, straight up quartet, right?
They
Somebody mentioned that yesterday.
Quartet.
Yeah.
So,
Jermaine Dupri said it. Jermaine
Dupri said that
yeah.
first, but he said that's what's
church.
missing in gospel music is the church feeling. But even just
R&B
the fact
music, church.
Yeah, but even just the feeling of being able to like reach people. So like going to that
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg album, you know, I told this story before. I remember going to Russia. So I've done a couple of trips into Russia, right? You know, you do mission trips, and I do them as a music missionary. I'm basically essentially going over just as an artist. You know, other people go in as missionaries and they try to go in and, you know, and they're, you know, we're going to preach the gospel to people, and you can't proselytize in Russia or evangelize. You can't do it legally in a country like Russia. You can be jailed for that. You have to be sanctioned by the state. You have to be licensed by the state in order to do that. So anyways, you know, these missionaries go in, and the honest ones who say they're going in to witness get turned back around, sent back to America. And the ones who just say, I'm just coming to Russia, they might reach 2 or 3 people. Versus me, I go in as an artist, and you know, I'm in a choir of 300 people, so I'm able to just present as an artist. But I remember we were going to dinner one night, me and this Pastor Andreas. I can't think his last name, but he's a Swedish pastor, was pastoring his church in Russia. He can't even officially pastor his church in Russia because he's not licensed by the state. So they have a proxy pastor, but he's the actual pastor. So we're pulling up to this restaurant. He's playing the Snoop Dogg gospel album. And he says, oh my God, I'm so grateful to God that Snoop Dogg did this album. We've been trying and praying so hard to get gospel music and Christian music into Russia, and they won't let anything in here. But because it was Snoop Dogg, then they allowed it to play. Now, so Snoop was able to play in places like Russia with gospel music, which, of course, if you ever listen to that Snoop Dogg album, it really wasn't a Snoop Dogg album. He was just basically putting his name on it. It was all your favorite artists, Kim Burrell, Fred Hammond, Ty Tribbett, the Clark sisters. Like, it was all your favorite artists. But the crazy part about it was a week before I went to Russia on that particular trip, when that pastor said that, there was another preacher at the church I was at who was preaching. And incidentally, he went on about a 10 or 15 minute tangent about Snoop Dogg. What Snoop Dogg know about the gospel? How he gonna be singing gospel? This is the world trying to take over stuff. Now he's telling and preaching that this is the devil. And then I get to Russia a week later, and he's like, this is exactly what we prayed for. So, you know, I think that, you know, we in church and we love to say stuff like, well, if God could use a donkey, he could use anybody. Okay, until it's Snoop Dogg, then all of a sudden, you know.
Right. I mean, a donkey is a donkey, guys. But
a human, no, not him. Anything but him.
But Zeke, you know something your mama said? Let's look at American Idol. Everybody on there doing gospel almost this year.
Church.
Yeah. It's a whole church event. And
it's basically a church segment.
And that's a whole nother witness tool, dude. This guy out here singing, everybody, the females and the males are all singing gospel music. And it's touching the audience. People getting up in the audience and waving their hands and saying, oh, this is great. You know what they call it, Zeke, over there, great experience. Yeah. But it's still a form of ministry, period.
And I think that's what's happening too, because what these producers and TV stations and stuff like American Idol don't understand. They don't understand anointing. They just feel like it's a good performance.
Yeah.
We as church people know, oh no, that's the anointing. And that's ultimately what's making the difference with these guys. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to American Idol. Shout out to the young guys. I forgot the little young guy name who's killing it on there. You know what I'm saying? But man, I love it. I love all of it.
Absolutely.
And Zeke, and thanks to your mom for that question. Your mom brought that up.
Yeah.
I was happy to see it.
My
But
mama,
Lena,
who
we
I've
know
been
you
trying
got
to
it.
call for 2 days.
Uh-oh. Lena, so Lehman, I know you got to go work out, man. Is there anything else you want to share about your music with the people? Let them know where to find you at, how to look you up, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, just be just follow me on Instagram at Lehman the Great. So it's my name, first name Lehman the Great on
How great
IG.
thou art.
You know what I'm saying? And crazy thing, I started using that name because I don't know if y'all know. Well, Eric, I know you know, but Floyd Thomas, I did some work with him, and he would like text me and send me voice memos, be like, "Yo, Lehman the Great, I call you the Great because you're great." That's how he would intro everything to me. So I said, man, that'll be a nice little IG name. So yes, follow me on IG. Facebook is my name, Lehman Gray. Uh, that's really it. I got a
There it
TikTok,
is
but I
on the
don't really be
screen.
on there like that. But yeah,
Yes.
even all like my music clips, my reels, was on there. Also, I did was it last year? I think it was. Even last year, year before last, when Mike Todd did the challenge for Anchored,
Yeah.
I was the number one person on that joint, the first
Ah,
one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I guess I kind of quote unquote won the challenge. You know what I'm talking about?
hey,
Shout out to Mike Todd, bless his name.
hey.
But yeah, so all of my stuff is on there musically, and yeah, I do have new music coming out in May. I'll get you all the date when it happens, and I'm just blessed, man. I'm working with a couple artists. Now these artists aren't Christian artists,
Hey,
um,
listen, we work with everybody around here.
but
Right.
I am working with a couple artists. Shout out
Their
Sharice
checks are
Thomas.
great.
Just talked to Deja Thurston. Gonna do some more stuff for her. I did a song with her not too long ago, a couple years back.
I saw
Um,
that.
I'm about to have Crystal Smith, aka Crystal Holland, working with her
Yeah.
this year. My sister,
She's amazing.
who don't know it yet, Candace Sanders, about to put on a record with me. You know what I'm saying? She's amazing too. So I got a lot of irons in the fire this year. I really is at the point where at the end of the day, I want to leave this earth empty. I don't want to have no
Yay.
regrets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want everything out. I want to do everything that God has called me to do. I want to leave completely empty. So I'm dropping a whole bunch of music this year, a whole bunch of singles, and we'll see what happens. Again, it's just a labor of love at this point. I'm not looking to get money or any kind of recognition. Whatever happens, happens. I do know God is going to breathe on it because He told me to do it. So I'm just going to trust Him to
Mm.
keep going. So
Man, listen, you do amazing stuff, and your arrangements and all that stuff is just. If I could be half as talented as you, I might make it in this world. That
man,
might
get
be
out of here.
like honest to God's truth.
Man,
I
get out of
just
here.
might make it. I just
Man, get out of here, man. You trust me.
have.
You was out there jumping, and I was like, yeah. I was like, Eric, I'm not jumping. Okay, just so we
Yeah.
clear, I'm not jumping that high. Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
Nigga said I'm not doing none of that.
I'm not
That's
gonna do
all I
that,
am.
man.
I'm just a bunch of energy. I don't know if I got talent. I'm just energy. I just come in and just jump around and just overwhelm you with energy and get off the stage. That's what
Man, and for everybody watching, man, these two guys, I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for this platform. Thank y'all for trusting God and doing what y'all doing now, and just highlighting people like myself, in the industry, and people that who probably would never get the opportunity to do a interview or anything like that. Y'all doing this platform is amazing. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all so much.
Man, thank you. But check
Thank
this
you for
out. We got to
coming,
go to a
dog.
music break right here. Lehman, this has been absolutely amazing. I need to hit you up, man, and just come
Yeah,
hang out or something, and just, just,
please.
just, just
You
learn
know,
from you and just see
it's
what you
gonna be
do, and
crazy.
just, it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna be a crazy
don't
time.
LA, don't gospel music workshop talk me to death. Don't LA talk me. Just pull
No.
up. Let me know. Get
Man,
my
hey,
number from
listen.
Eric. We can link.
I'm good for that LA talking too. I'm good for that. I'm gonna do it. Did I forget I said that? Like, it be
Like
in
who
my
are
heart.
you?
Charge it to my head, not my heart.
What
That's
what's your name? Oh, okay. I said that. Oh, all right. Got
Oh,
yeah.
hey,
Copy
listen,
that.
that's how they do it. That's how they do it to her. Like, what's your name? Yeah, man.
do
Okay,
we?
I'm gonna call you. You're not calling.
I listen.
We all know that
I'm
industry talk.
good for forgetting to call somebody
I've
back,
done it.
but no, I definitely need to link up with you, Lehman, because
You do.
yeah, you definitely got a good thing going, and just even everything you're doing, even like I say, even at embassies, just even that, and then the production and there's always lessons to be learned, and you are a great one to teach those lessons, and so I need to come around and just do some stuff, and again, you had my boy Jason Jones out there for a while, so he
Yeah.
speaks
Yeah,
so highly
man.
of you,
Love
so highly
Jason.
of you, like.
Love Jason, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he speaks
Hey,
so highly of you.
real
So
quick too, y'all. So embassies is open too. If you all want to rent concerts, whatever. Eric, you already
Oh
know.
yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm
right.
saying. So I'm in charge of that at the church. So if y'all want to rent the space, throw a concert, all that good stuff, I'll work out a good rate with y'all. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Let me know. And shout out to my beautiful wife who's out of town, baby. I miss you. My son, my children, all my kids. Love you guys. And shout out if Fred is on here, Fred Hammond. Love you, man. Appreciate you so much.
hey,
Yeah.
Fred.
Love y'all, man.
Hey, that's you better
He
shout your
called
wife
leaving.
out. I learned you got to do that. You got to shout
Yeah,
your
you
wife
better.
out. They get
Man,
mad
man.
if you don't. You don't get no cutty.
I'm trying to have some things happen when she get back. So I'm trying to be bound when she get back. Bind me.
Yes, God. Leaving, man. It's been a pleasure having you on here, man. Thanks for taking some time out of your morning to jump on with us. I mean, I really do appreciate that so much, and even just dropping some knowledge and some wisdom. If y'all didn't learn nothing else on today, y'all should have at least learned back your stuff up. That's
back hard drive. Now it's different now.
That one resonated with me.
Man, they got those little small SSD hard drives, so it's kind of cool now. But man, have a backup to the backup if nothing else.
Mm-hmm. I learned that lesson, so that resonated with me. So there it is. Yeah, cool. Well, let's do this. Let's go to a music break real quick. I'm gonna try to get Lehman's song loaded up. This would have been perfect. I told you we didn't rehearse nothing. We just I looked up this morning. I was like, "Yo, I ain't got Lehman's song." Like literally at 7:15. But we'll get that definitely this week, and we'll have you in rotation. And definitely when you get the other song released, if you allow us to, we'll put that in rotation on our set list as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So y'all go follow Lehman Gray. Y'all go find him. Y'all saw the banner there. Y'all saw his name right there on IG. Y'all can follow him there or on Facebooks. Y'all can just follow him by his name that's right there on the screen. Lehman the Great. Y'all, one more time, give Lehman some love. Let him know that we love him and appreciate him. And let's do this, Eric. What song are we going to play? Let's play I Just Feel in My Shando that we should play Blessings by Teresa Fondo. I just made that rhyme up. Y'all didn't even know I did it. There it is right there. Wow. And then we'll do Duzzy Daniel with Waiting for Me, WFM. Yeah. I told you I'm just in a vibey day today. I'm all vibey. I'm just
vibing out. Let's go.
Yeah, we vibing out. Blessings on me. Here we go.
Blessings on me, blessings on me. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Blessings on me, blessings on me. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Everywhere I go, I can feel it. I can feel it. See His blessings all around me in every season, and I'm more than grateful. In the good times, in the bad times, oh, I count them, 'cause I know they're never stopping, and I know God is for me. His love all around me. He gives me more than I need. He makes my life oh so sweet. He makes my heart feel so free. Yeah. Blessings on me. Blessings on me. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Blessings on me. Blessings on me. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Everywhere I go, I can feel it. I can feel it. I can see your blessings, and everything I do is like I'm special, yeah. You're the one that I run to when it's ghetto, yeah. I can see your blessings, 'cause you take my life and make it better, yeah. Never giving me more than I can handle, but still providing every one of my needs. And I'm living in your blessings, covered in your holy, no more stressing, yeah. When you wanna live dependent, sticking to your word, so I live in your blessings. Blessings on me, blessings on me. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Blessings on me, blessings on me. Everywhere I go, there'll be. Everywhere I go, I can feel it. Blessings and blessings and blessings on me. Blessings on me.
How's life? How's it going? Yeah, it's going. Been hard times, but ain't trying to show it. Got work in the morning, then running around till it's time for dining. Might grab a drink if you wanna meet me to chop about a thing that ain't really a thing. Got too much going on, I'm all out of focus. Need to make up my mind in need of a sign. Just give me a sign. Wanna get it right, ain't trying to waste my time. If I change my mind, it's alright, it's okay. If I take some time to figure it out, it'll work out. No, there's more waiting out there for me, waiting for me. I'm walking through that door, embracing endless opportunity, waiting for me. I don't know what lies ahead, learning from things I can't seem to forget. Tomorrow is now, ain't throwing no towels, taking up burdens that keep weighing me down. Feeling the light, yeah, ready for flight. My glass towers turning, making minutes with earning. East and west, up and down in circles, regaining my focus in need of a sign. Just give me a sign. Get it right, love and living my life. I change my mind, it's alright, it's okay. If I take some time to figure it out, it'll work out. No, there's more waiting out there for me, waiting for me. Walking through that door, embracing endless opportunity, waiting for me. I changed my mind, it's alright, it's okay, it's okay. If I take some time to figure it out, it'll work out. No, there's more waiting out there for me, waiting for me. I'm walking through that door, embracing endless opportunity, waiting for me.
And we back. We back. Y'all, that was a good interview. That was a good time with our friend, our brother, Lehman Gray, a.k.a. Lehman the Great. Y'all can go find all of his stuff. That was amazing. That was good conversation. Listen, I hope y'all learned something from that because that was amazing. Hey, are you following us? Are you subscribing to us? Are you doing all those things? Make sure you go do that. Don't be afraid to tag it. Don't be afraid to share it. And let me give one more quick shout out to LAH Entertainment and Arts. They have sponsored all of our costs and things of all of that. So make sure y'all are doing that. Y'all go ahead and subscribe us. I just got the note that we almost at 70. That was the first goal, 70. We about to hit that. But once we hit 100, it's a kickback, y'all. It's a kickback. We having a good time once we hit 100. So y'all go subscribe. Y'all let the people know. If you're watching us on Facebook, IG, any of those places, well, we're not on IG right now, but Facebook, then yeah. Go ahead over there to YouTube. It's okay. Where's that? There it is. It's okay to subscribe to us over on YouTube. All right, y'all. Let's do this. Let's get Eric and Rich to the stage. We got the one and only past star, Rich Holmes. He's here with us. Now, I'm about to click a button, and I'm pretty sure. No, you know what? I know how to make it not happen. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on a second. Because, Eric, I'm not trying to make it the music play again next time. There we are. All right. Let's get Mr. Eric Rideout to the stage. And let's get the one and only past star, Rich Holmes, to the stage. Boom.
Y'all.
There it is. What's up, y'all? What's up, Rich Holmes?
What's happening? How y'all doing?
Not too bad, man. How you doing today?
Hey, it's a vibe, man.
It's a vibey day today. Today just felt like summer vibes. Usually I'm at the beach this time of the morning, you know, before going into the office and all that. And now I do Zeke Live in the morning. So,
oh, look at that! Wow.
My morning beach time is decimated. Just gone.
Well, thank you for letting us have some of your space, sir. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Because I need my beach time. I need this. So today is all vibe music because I just need to feel like I'm at the beach. There you go.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let me plan accordingly. Should I go change my shirt? I got a hoodie on. You know what I'm saying?
You must have your AC on real good, huh?
No, actually, we don't. I just
really?
Yeah.
Man, me and Eric was talking earlier about how
it was hot.
Both woke up like just sweating. Like, why is it so hot in here? Like,
my wife was the same way.
I hate.
You hate the heat?
I hate. I don't like cold, but I hate being hot. If it's like in the 70 area, like 74 or 75, I'm good. When it gets to 80s at night, I hate it all. And that's what I'm saying. And talked about moving to Texas, right?
I love the heat. I love it. I love what it's
just like Vegas. You in that convertible. I don't know how you do it. I would just die.
Well, you gotta wait for the sun to go down a little bit. You got.
Oh, I thought you was out there like 12 noon, high 1 o'clock.
Heck no. Unless it's not in the summertime. Now, if it's like, you know, after about May, you can't really do that too much. By mid-May, you gotta wait till nighttime to come outdoors in the desert like that. But you know, when the sun goes down, whoo, you know the nighttime is the right time. What's going on, Doc? What you got going on? What's happening in the world of past star Rich Holmes?
Hey, you know what? Ain't too much happening, man. I was enjoying your conversation you guys were having about the witnessing and the hypocrisy and all of that. Was it hypocrisy? I think that was the word.
Yeah. Was it the question came in? Was it a secular artist and gospel music? Is it a witness or is it hypocrisy?
Yeah. I tend to lean kind of what Lehman was talking about. It could be witnessing, and I love the story that you give with the Snoop Dogg man in the other countries. So yeah, I agree with that. So that was pretty dope. But man, ain't nothing too much happening. Just getting things prepared. I got some. I'm learning how with church. You know, some churches you have boards, and you got to get to meeting with everybody and smile and nod and shake hands, and do all the good things you need to do. And so I'm just learning just those type of things as well right now. So. It's good. It's good right now. That's where I'm at in the studying mode.
Yeah, you're actually experiencing something. We talk a lot about musicians and artists and a lot of other stuff, but you actually going through a process of something that a lot of folks may not get to experience, but other folks do, which is what it takes to become a pastor, like to take over a church and like the process you have to go through that in order to, I guess. Basically, it is a process to it. It ain't just like you just walk in one day and it's like, oh, we like him. He's bad. It ain't like that. Like, it's a process, and it's a tough process. It's arduous. It's tough, but it's I guess it's worth it in the end if you make it through it. So.
Oh yeah, it's just learning. It's learning a lot of good things, but just learning how to really stand on your belief and stand on your faith and knowing what you believe God has called you to do, and just standing on that. So I can. That's why I really enjoy talking to artists, and I think praise and worship leaders and singers and musicians are essential with partnering with the pastor to really push church and to push ministry and kingdom forward. So I think the conversation is much needed between the two, because a lot of times they can be so far from each other. My goodness. Talking to some artists or praise and worship leaders, and then talking to some pastors, and they'd be like way over here, two separate places. But when I see them kind of aligning one another, man, it's really impactful. You can see a difference and see a change, and I think that's important. That's why I enjoy this show. That's why I enjoy the conversations and the perspectives that we hear, because I think it's going to help build the kingdom and build a stronger church.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And just even staying on that conversation right there that we were having, about that conversation we were having about, the hypocrisy versus the witness and all that, even how you were saying pastors and worship leaders being able to come together because it's able to push it on another level, push it out to a different audience. I've always remembered this saying. I think it came from the Live from Another Level album. I forget the pastor's name who said it, the bishop, and it's just escaping my head. But when he said that a song will go much further than a sermon ever will, because people aren't going to remember everything you said in a 30-minute sermon or a 45-minute sermon, or if you're from the old school, an hour or hour and a half long sermon. Like, nobody's remembering all of that content you just gave. There's just no way. Like, you cannot. Like, but a song, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. I mean, to remember big content, we'll put music under it, and it helps you to be able to carry it. So, we learned our alphabet by learning it through a song. Some of us learn all the Bible verses we know
from the song
because we heard somebody quoted in the song. That's why some of us jacked up and don't really know what scripture says.
I had to learn the first books of the Bible and everything to a song. The Old Testament, I had to do it to a song to learn it and just kind of keep it going. But no, that's so true. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that's essential. So I think that's why I love and enjoy, and maybe Eric can speak to this too when he come back, the Todd Delaney approach, really where he's reading the Bible, reading the word, and he's doing songs right on stage, or they're creating songs right from just scripture. I think that's showing an impact and is needed as well, because people, you're right, they'll listen to music with the words versus a message or a preacher telling them something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
it's a real thing.
Good at that too.
Yeah. Because you got something to take with you. Yeah, you got something to take with you to remember. You can sing it back and you'll remember the melody, and then you'll start to just naturally try to insert words to the melody, and your brain just naturally do that. You'll develop those synapses, and before you know it, you remember something. I think to that point, that's why it's important though, even I don't get tripped up on the sound of music. Like, I really don't get tripped up on that. Like, people's artistic expression is their artistic expression. I've always been more worried about and bothered by what people are actually saying within that artistic expression. So you can have a really dope song that's got a real nice vibe, and you can either say, I love the Lord, or you can say, I love my girl, or you could say, I want to shoot this Negro. Like, I mean, like, and it could be the same vibe. Like, it could be the same vibey song. Like, it's real easy to just to make whatever you want musically, but what really matters to me is what are you putting into it, because that's what people are going to be able to take back with them. They're going to remember those words. They're going to remember those things. And then, I've always been a believer of this, that when you, what you speak over yourself, singing lyrics is a form of speaking. What you sing over yourself, what you speak over yourself is what you'll live with if you're not careful. And so, that's why I always say, what are we actually putting into our music? Like, I'm all for artistic expression. Maybe somebody had a song that, they weren't, maybe it was a song where you were depressed. I got a few of them, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's just like if you lean into that only, you know what I mean? Like there's got to be something else there, and what's on the inside is what's going to come out. So if there's like depression or trauma or even violence or whatever that's on the inside, it's going to come out. But at that same token, if what's inside of you is the Lord, that's going to come out as well. Like, at some point in time, that's going to come out. Like, your Christianity or whatever is going to come out of your music at some point again, which is why I don't get tripped up over what does gospel music sound like. I'm just concerned, what are y'all talking about? Like, what y'all talking about? Whether I like it or not don't matter. Somebody does. So what you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's big, bro, because words are powerful, man, especially the words that you speak over yourself, over your life. It has an impact. You know what I mean? As from my churchy people out here, y'all know where I'm going. He said, he tossed it up there for me. What is it? Life and death is in the tongue. And if you are a person that believes that, I am one to believe that. I take time in speaking words. I watch what I say. So I'm very critical, like things like this. This is me. I'm serious. I say stuff like, I stopped saying, I died laughing. Man, I was dying laughing. I stopped saying it because I didn't want that to kind of happen over my life. And so, and more things that you speak, it makes things better and better. Instead of, man, I'm sick as a dog. Man, you know what? I ain't never going to be sick another day in my life, whether it come up and show up or not. I'm saying those words because I'm speaking more positive, and I'm looking for and expecting things to change, because words are powerful for real.
Yeah. That's, and you know, again, it's in words. It's just, you know, and I'm gonna put this comment on the thing here. I was looking for it a little bit earlier because it came across. The simple answer to the question. This one right here. This is Brony Cat, our girl Brony Cat. She said, "It's neither. Music is music. Church people do too much." You know, that was on that comment about what is the sound of, you know, is it hypocrisy? Is it, you know, but again, that's my point. What's inside of you is what's going to come out. That's ultimately what you're going to speak over yourself. And the more you speak it, the more you'll either speak it again, or whatever you feed is what will grow. That's essentially what the death and the life and the power of the tongue is. You keep feeding it, you'll grow it. Right division, make it plain.
You know what?
If your vision is sickness, then you're going to feed sickness and you'll just stay sick. Your vision is health. You'll feed health and you'll remain healthy. You'll make better choices. You'll do those kinds of things. Go ahead, E.
Now, there's a story, and I know this for a fact, and I'm not going to say the artist's name out of respect for who they are. But this artist, I told you guys this before, he would go to the same restaurant. And this is going back to what you said, Rich, about what you say.
Yeah.
And again, believers have to understand when you say something, it's going to manifest into something negative or positive, because life and death, scripture. This particular artist used to go to the same rib place every week, right?
To the same what?
Rib place. It was a rib restaurant. Like
ribs, like
yeah, like eating place. He loved eating at this place.
Got you.
And he said every time, man, one day I'm gonna just die sitting here eating these ribs. I could just die eating these ribs. They said, good, man. One day, man, I'm gonna die sitting right here. Like, and a couple months later, he did just that.
Wow.
In the exact seat. And he only would say it when he was in a certain place of it. Right here in this seat, oh God, I can just die eating this. He said it every time he went. And what happened? In the same seat, doing the same thing he said, he died. Out of here, checked out. And that, to a lot of people around him, was like, whoa, you got to be careful what you say. That's why I get it. And when people say, hey, man, don't say that about me. Hey, keep that over there. Don't bring that over here.
Yeah.
You know, the streets call it negative energy and all that, but we just don't want that situation. Now, Brony Cat just said something that, what was that comment she just put out? That she said about the church, they said they do too much, was it?
Oh, yeah.
What was that? What was it?
That's way up at the top now. Like,
it was something she said, something, but I agree with her. But at the same time, no, I agree with her on that, but at the same time, music is just music, and church people do too much. But in all reality, there's people in the secular arena that we deal with that Brony Cat on the flip side say that don't sound like church music. They have the same way of thinking. Secular world thinks church is a certain style of music. Like, and you all know this, Kirk Franklin, like, man, that ain't gospel. But if I play Order My Steps in the World, that's gospel right there. That's church music. That's what church should sound like. You know, and I've heard people do that. I know street people that I'm gonna say street niggas, that when they hear certain gospel, like when they hear, like if they hear a Ty Tribbett, or if they hear something like that, oh man, that don't sound like gospel. That's yeah. But then if I play Jesus Will Work It Out, see, man, that's church right there. That's what they have, a different perception of what music is too. You know, I know church people have it, but secular people have it too. And I think we've all came across that. But I get what she's saying. Church people do have a stigma. If it's not, these four chords in this little bar, then this is not gospel, or that's not, I think it's on both sides, to be honest with you.
You know what I think? So I got two things to that one. Like, the first one is the just basic history lesson. The common style of gospel that we have, that we call, that's church, that's gospel, is anybody who says that is probably not too akin to what history actually looks like. Because 100 years ago, that was the devil. You don't bring the world's music into the church. Thomas Dorsey, the father of what we call modern gospel music, right here in Chicago, Illinois,
was considered a heathen.
he was in the club on Friday and Saturday night playing blues and jazz and all of that, which is why that typical walking bass line that's every shouting beat, every gospel song, all of that stuff like that. Yeah, 100 years ago, that was why you bring in the world's music into the church. Right now, fast forward, obviously we know what happened. That ended up becoming the standard sound of gospel music, if you will. Now to the effect that people say, oh, that's what church is supposed to sound like. But it's a circular argument. It's a dumb argument because 100 years ago, somebody would have been making the same argument you're making about what you're saying is the sound of church. Pastor Bill said, the second thing I'll say to that, Pastor Bill said a couple of weeks ago when he was on, he'll be on with us tomorrow as well. Yeah. But he said something a couple of weeks ago where he said, like, you get these cats who have not been in church for years and years. They come, what we call them, the what do they call them? EMC saints or whatever, or Easter, Mother's Day, and Christmas. They come, they find their way to church. And so they're not active in church all the time, but their grandma used to send them to church. They used to go to church with their grandma, and this is the preacher. This is what they used to sing. So they come into church expecting that it's going to continue to be what it was in 1985 when they went with their grandma and they did their Easter speech. And then you come in and you expect it to still sound like that. And when you get hit with something that's different, because things have evolved, as much as we talk about how much things could progress faster, at the end of the day, they still have progressed. And so now people like will stand there and well, no, this is what it's supposed to sound like when you come to church. Like, but no, like that was 35 years ago. And the churches that still sound like that, a lot of them are fading off. And then, so where you at to support it in the midst of all of that? So, and I don't mean that to knock, I don't mean that to knock people, but at the same time, it's just saying like, things progress, things evolve, things change, sensitivities change, fads change, styles change, fashions change, everything changes, including in every segment of the population, including in church world. And so, when anybody wants to hold it back to what it was, I think there's room for that. But to make that a this is what it's supposed to be, I think it's just that's a harsh argument to make, because what are you gonna tell if that's what church is supposed to sound? What are you gonna say if you go to a church in India? Because they're not gonna sound like that. What are you gonna say when you go to a church in England? It's not gonna sound like that. Go to Australia, go to Brazil, go to the Philippines, go to Indonesia, go to Kazakhstan, go into China or Japan. You're not gonna hear what you're calling the sound of the church, because humans just got their own sound, and those things change over cultures, and then things like get convoluted with each other. Like, so, I hate those kind of arguments that people make.
Let me ask you this then. So is that so in that case, and I'm just asking this question, does that put things in genres? Because if we hear a song with a sax player, what's the first thing we say? Oh, that's jazz music. That sound is rock sound. That's R&B. That's, we blues. That's old school blues. That's country music. Are we still doing the same thing technically? Because when you hear certain songs, oh, that's country. That's jazz. That's gospel. Is there such thing as a sound of gospel if there's a sound of R&B, a sound of jazz?
I think the only reason we have that, is because we turned it into an industry. I think that's the only reason. True, like, if you're gonna remember one word, it's the word label. Label. The reason they call them a label is because they gotta attach their name to a product.
That's true.
Product needs to look like a certain thing. So if people come to McDonald's expecting that the only thing McDonald's is going to serve is burgers because they're a burger joint, they'd be relatively surprised. If you came up eating McDonald's in the 50s and then you died in the 60s, you'd be very surprised if you came back to life in the 2000s and on McDonald's menu is McCafe, McBreakfast, a McSalads, and all these other things. Wait, hold on. This is supposed to be burgers
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme donuts at McDonald's. What is that? This is supposed to be fries, burgers, shakes, and pop. Let's just, things evolve, things change. And so I'm saying, this what is a sound of something? It's again, I think it's just a whack argument. Like, we just box things that sound alike because they're a cultural thing. We give it a name or a label, and then we sell it in an industry sold by a label. And so in order to keep it selling on this radio platform, all these songs need to fit into this spectrum. So the R&B station has songs that sound similar. The country western station has songs that sound similar. Here's the only thing. I get that. I get it. But the danger in that is two things. The first thing is that people's styles, fashions, fads, their experiences and things change. Taylor Swift was a country western artist. She's a pop artist now. Beyonce is an R&B artist who went and did a country western album. This, you see what I'm saying? And the only reason we call it those things is because of what it sounds like. But at the end of the day, if Beyonce is an R&B artist, I would argue that her country western project is still technically maybe falling under that if we're going to give it a label, because, or we could just do away with all of those labels and say these Negroes just out here making music and this is just what that music sounds like. You know what I mean?
That would be love to just make it be like that. But, in the business and industry, they can't make it like that, man, with taxes.
Yeah, you can't.
Got to come with that. They got to structure it. And that's how it's structured. But
the Afro beats are Afro beats. That's what we all call it, but it's just music. I think that goes back to like with Beyonce, like you said, when she did that record, how the country music people, like some of them were like, no.
Yeah.
Now you good over there with the R&B. Don't come over here in our area. This is pure country music, and those people that were saying that had on probably camouflage and the black sunglasses over the top of their heads. They didn't want to hear that stuff. But is that the same though for us though when we say like when those artists took our music? Is it the same kind of thing, you think? I say white artists came and took our sound, and that's our sound. That's black. Because do you all think different music has a sound? Different nationalities have a sound. Like blacks have a different sound compared to white music, or white artists or Hispanic. Because
I think we have
do you all think
of it, but yeah, go ahead.
Because they have, because Hispanics have that traditional music they like. What do you call it? I mean, I'm not gonna say it.
They got all kinds
with
of
the horns. It's the horns and the
yeah.
God,
they like mariachi,
but that's their thing.
Like
yeah,
that.
but that's their thing.
Yeah, I think culturally, everyone
culturally,
like they would have sound. I've gone to different cultures and I hear different sounds. But in the end, music still is music. At the end of the day. But I think the way they express this is different, and so and the way they express it will be based on how they was raised, how they was brought up, their environment, how they express. Some music tones may sound darker because they came from a darker time. You know what I mean? But it's just it's still music at the end of the day, and so yeah.
Because I love Arabic scales. I don't know if anybody else like that. Like Zeke, I know you listen. Arabic scales are some of the most amazing musical scales ever,
bro.
But
I went over to Abu Dhabi, and we had church. Okay,
I love their music too.
So amazing how they prepare for church. You had to wear a certain thing, you had to look a certain way, and their music was amazing. It's almost like you go right into their culture as a trance, and you go right into whatever they do, and you feel the music, you feel the vibe, you feel the culture. But this is their church. There's prayers, there's chants that's going on, and then there's music, and this is our praise and worship. I was like, yo, what's going on? Oh, this would be considered our praise and worship. And it's that music, everybody's going, and you feel it, and it's a great experience. So I would say, yeah, everybody has a different sound, bro. I would say that.
Music is a study in humanities and sociology at the end of the day. The reason different cultures have different sounds is because they were exposed to different things. So, and that's even down to the instrumentation. I mean, if you live in a place where you're by I'm making up an example. If you live in a place where you're by a bunch of, I don't know, shells, right? You're by the beach, and so you got shells. You might make an instrument like a castanet with shells, or you might make a conch horn. If you live in the middle of the desert, that sound would never come to you because you don't have those things at your disposal. So your music culture might have something that's, I don't know, more drum based. It might have more of a, if you got animal skins that you've developed into drum skins and you've been able to play, like you might turn that. But if you didn't have that to you, then that would never find its way into your music style. So here's the thing that happens though. We live in an international global world. That's why you can go to North Korea and find better hip hop than you can find here in America. Like they dancing it better at this point. They singing it better. They got some R&B. Like you K-pop right now is putting American pop music to shame. I mean, why do you think that's happening? If you think about even Afro vibes, it's very American influenced at this point in time. If you listen to that roots stuff, like roots reggae, we like to think about even like a Bob Marley. I'll use him as an example. So going into reggae, if you listen to Bob Marley's roots reggae, it is not what's getting American play. Like the American play stuff, the reason Bob Marley blew up the way he did was because they made the music sound more palatable to American audiences. You see what I'm saying? So it's a cultural thing that still got convoluted with something for another market to sell it into, and then that became what is reggae. But if you go, to certain places, they be like, well, that ain't really reggae. It's like American reggae. I mean, you know what I mean? But that's what music is. So there's no such thing as a definitive sound. It's really just what's around you. If the only thing around you, if you grew up and the only thing you grew up with was a Hammond organ and a drum set, then you're going to associate that with good music, and that's the sound of something. But if you grew up in a place where they had no Hammond organ, it was a keyboard and a guitar, then you're going to associate that with good gospel music. And so now you can have, even in the black church, where you got folks who grew up in a lot of these non-denominational churches or storefront churches in the past 40 and 50 years that didn't have a Hammond organ. So they don't even resonate with that sound the same way that somebody who grew up with that does. Now, they still black. They still grew up with a lot of the same black expression, but that sound just don't hit them the same. Meanwhile, they grew up singing songs like Todd Delaney or, Israel Houghton or whoever was from back, Ron Canoli or something. I don't know. They were singing stuff from way back then. And so that resonates with them and makes them do, that gets them excited. And then they bring that to, I use my church as an example, APC. You bring some of that stuff that Ron Canoli was doing over at my church, and they going to sit on you, because that ain't the sound they used to. Now, we all black, we all Christian, we all love the Lord, and we all believe that we are lifting up the sound of heaven. But we all arguing with each other saying that ain't the sound of heaven. I think the only sound of heaven goes back to what me and Rich was saying. What are you singing actually about? And what is the expression from the heart actually? Because as you have different experiences, I tell my band, I used to tell Sam and Phil this all the time when they used to talk my ear off at Olivet. I used to tell them, I say, listen to everything. You never know what gig you're going to get. Don't lock yourself into one simple sound. Listen to everything, expand yourself, and then watch how the stuff that you create pulls from all of that. And that's how new sounds get created. People who box themselves in either have had no experiences anywhere else or are too scared to have experiences anywhere else. And so they get stuck right where they are because they're comfortable right where they are, and they're threatened by anybody else, and I'm maybe making a blanket statement, but a lot of them are just threatened by anything else that's going to come in because it threatens the only little thing they know. Have some bigger experiences, like Rich said, in Abu Dhabi. This is what the experience looked like over there. It ain't nothing like what I ever seen before. I didn't even know what it was. But look how it resonated with them. Now, if you brought a Hammond organ and other stuff, they might be like, yeah, okay, cool. They're not playing that music again next Sunday, though. Like, so like that was good for a guest.
Yeah, it's such a peaceful thing there. Like, they're not really looking to make a lot of noise. It's such a peaceful moment. They experience it's such a powerful moment of expression, of connection with the higher power, with God, with whoever they believe in that moment, because it's for everybody. Millions of people come here just to pray at this place. So it can't just be one God they're talking to just to keep it real. And so it's just pretty dope how different religions come there, different spiritual leaders come there just to come and pray and meditate and be in that atmosphere. And so it was pretty different, and it was dope experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, that's why I say, I just don't like people who put everything in that box like that for that reason. Imagine being in that room where it's having such an impact. You were impacted by it even. And then somebody comes up and hits them with a, like me and Eric was talking about earlier, we was in Dallas that time. Just a peaceful vibe, and then somebody comes in there, put your hands together and glorify my God. You gotta praise him like you. How dare you sit on God? Like,
if you're a content creator, if you were to do that, that would be golden. That would be amazing. You may go to jail, but it would be, come on, you need to lift your hands up in there. Come on, lift your man. That would be, this is how I do church, y'all. Y'all ain't lifting him up in here. Get up off your.
I don't believe God. You know, that points me back to the prophet Elijah. He wasn't in the boisterous thunder. He wasn't in the earthquake. He wasn't in the wind. He was in the still small voice. Now, is that to say God don't ever show up in the thunder and the earthquake and the wind? Is it to say God don't show up like that? No, it's not to say that. It's to say God shows up so many different ways. And if you box him into one way, then you just box God. And who are you to tell God what he can't do? Like, who are you to tell God, especially with something that ain't even 100 years old? Like that, like I think I just saw it in the comments. I think it was Broadcast said it. Like, if you were to go to medieval times, they wasn't singing gospel music. It was Baroque, and it was all this stuff. Like, so now this is God. Now this is the sound of God. This is the sound. So everything else just that's all the devil. This what I know is the sound of God. That's the most arrogant, prideful thing. And at the end of the day, that's what I boil it down to. Just pride, just ignorant pride, because I don't know nothing else. So I'm just proud enough to believe that what I do know is all it is. And I just say, okay, well then find me a bigger God than the one you serving, because that little God is he ain't gonna last too long, because styles are changing, and if God is boxed into that, then you telling me God dying or something? Like, what are you saying about your God? That ain't my God.
Get on in there.
I'm looking. No. I mean, I think that's true. I had a friend of mine recently went to a church. He's a musician, and he said went in the door and was like, "Okay, where the organ at? Organ? We don't do that. You got the motif right there. You got the the rolling such here. You got the phantom." He was like, "Y'all don't have no organ." He's like, "No, we don't do that. This ain't." And it's a black church, but that's not there. That's not what they do. That's why a lot of some churches don't have choirs no more. Some just got the praise team. Some just got the worship leaders. Some churches have gotten away from choirs. I mean, I guess everybody's experience is different. Or what they expect. I can't go to if I go to a Baptist church, and no disrespect to Baptist people, Baptist churches have a different type of services than some Pentecostals, or some Apostolics have a different way of doing than some non-denominational. Non-denominational churches don't listen. They do what they want to do. They're their own entity. They don't. You know what I mean? They're not tied to nobody. Is what I'm saying. They don't have to report to a Kojic leader or a Baptist leader. They're non-denominational. They have the freedom to move as they feel God has given them to move. So I think everything's different. Megan said something that's true. Azusa was a game changer back in the day.
Yeah.
Carlton Pearson, when he did Azusa, he brought in everybody. He was the launch pad for so many people.
Just for clarification, I wonder if she's talking about Carlton Pearson with Azusa, or if she's talking about the actual Azusa event, the Azusa Awakening.
Oh, yeah. The Awakening. Which one are you talking about, Brony?
I was assuming she was talking about the Azusa Awakening, 1906. I want to say, essentially what gave us Pentecostalism. This is right. So now, okay, we ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that.
Wow.
I ain't gonna do that to the people.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Like, the Pentecostalism that we even experience right now, once upon a time, was an outcast form of religion, of outcast form of Christianity that at Azusa. Right, that Azusa revival, Seymour and was it William Seymour and
William Seymour, and it was whites there too.
The white guy. But this is where you got the split off of the Church of God in Christ with Assembly of God.
I gotta look it up.
That was across racial lines, but it's all basically like so. Anyways, Azusa Street, the Pentecostal movement, it was a revival. The Azusa Street revival that lasted all that time out in LA on Azusa Street. And that essentially is what gave us what we have, modern Pentecostalism. Now, before 1900, let's just even go back a little further. What we do in church right now would not have been like all this run around speaking in tongues, rolling on the floor, doing all this stuff like that. A whole lot of that wasn't happening. That was fringe. That was outside the box. It's so much more mainstream to us now that we think, especially with the rise of televangelism in the 50s and the 60s, and especially going through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, when we got real big names like T.D. Jakes, Benny Hinn, and all them, then Pentecostalism became the front and center of everything. That's what really, really pushed it. And what ended up happening from there is now we think that that's what church is. And it's like, well, there was a time where that's not what church was. So,
Yeah.
we only have the benefit of our own perspective. We only have.
But you know what? That whole Seymour thing, I remember it was William Seymour, right? And the funny thing was, he went to this school, and even at that time, though, of that spiritual awakening, before they got into that one room where the Holy Spirit came in, the Holy Ghost came in, he had to sit outside in the hallway while the white students learned on the inside. He couldn't even be in the same classroom with them. He had to sit in the hallway and listen in to them teaching the Bible in there, because at that time it was still that, blacks and whites didn't mix. But the one, I can't think of the white guy's name, he came together and said, hey, we're going to do this together. And that's when you had that. But
Charles
even after
Parham,
they came,
that's the name I was trying to
Charles
think of.
Parham. They
go.
came together and had prayer like the day of Pentecost. The Holy Ghost fell and people are speaking in tongues, black, white, everybody's in one room. But then, due to the time, here comes the racial divide. It's like, well, we all have the Holy Spirit now. So blacks, you all just need to follow us. Wait a minute, we can do our own thing. Here goes the Kojic Church, because Bishop Mason was there. Here goes this Assemblies of God. Here goes the full gospel movement. Here goes. That's where everybody feels like the tower, and I don't want to say that, but how everybody went their own way. And it wasn't that they were people, how do I say, it's just an ignorance, and not in a negative way.
Oh, definitely a negative way.
But they were, well, what I mean by this is what I mean by ignorance. The ignorance, I don't mean to call them ignorant people. Their way of thinking was ignorant, is what I mean, because even though they were all Christians, it was still that racial divide there. And we just ministered together. The Holy Spirit fell on all of us equally, but you still want some type of subjection. Well, we're, and even if every white person in the room didn't feel that way, but and then you have some blacks that felt the kind of way. Well, we don't, like it would, if they could have stayed together, it would have been just one thing. But skin tone and differences, man, broke it up. That's where you got all these different sets, as I call them, like sets. From Baptist, whatever. That's what. So you all just got a history lesson.
Yeah. That's where it definitely started with that. But that's the danger in it. That's and way. That's the danger in it. Like, my way is the right way, because then somebody else is gonna break off of that and say, no, my way is the right way. And then somebody gonna break off of that. My way is the right way. My way is the right way. My way is the right way. So you got a lot of things that are broken up, not on theological differences, which, that's a whole argument in and of itself, but literally broken up on stylistic differences. Like, because this is what's right. And when you start saying your style is what, I'm not saying that your style didn't come from God. What I'm saying is to say that because my style came from God, Richard's style must be the devil. That's so simplistic of an argument that don't even sound like God. God is so expanded and so big that he gives me my style, because this is me, the summation of my experiences and who I am, and I'm going to reach the people that it needs to reach. Rich is the summation of his experience, and he's going to reach the people that he needs to reach. Eric is the summation of his experiences. He's going to reach the people he needs to meet, and we all come from different experiences, different backgrounds, different places, different times, like we just come from differences, and those differences show themselves up in the summation of who we are and what and how we express. What we express and how we express it. And so as a result, what ends up happening is you see God in a multifaceted of ways, until some little simple-minded Negro walks in the room and says, no, all of that, you can't do it that way. You got to do it this way. See them labels. That's a label. That's what a label is. That's a box. And it takes a certain level of arrogance and pride to be able to say that.
And to answer your question, Zeke, Megan said she was referring to Carlton Pierce.
Yeah, I saw. Yep.
Yeah. So you all just got a history lesson on Azusa and the background of the church. You got 3 individuals here. We laugh and talk, but we're smart individuals who know our history. So yeah, that's good. We've inspired Megan to say she's gonna go study the background of Azusa. Go study it.
Yeah,
start off with a black man and a white man got together, and you got the entire Pentecostal movement for one room.
I'm mistaken, it was Parham in Texas. It started with Parham in Texas, right? And that's where Mason was working as a doorman or a bellhop or something like that. And he got a little bit, oh God, I'm not.
And he heard about the movement, and they said, we're going to LA.
He saw it. He saw it, saw him move to preach, moved out to LA. and that started the whole Azusa Street revival, and then that lasted for something like 10 years or something like that.
You know how many great revivals there was? Like in Britain, there was the Great Awakening revival that happened in Britain. For one young college kid started a thing that took over Britain in a crazy way over in London, to the point they had no crime in the city while the bars shut down. There was no crime in the city. You know what happened? He was ministering like crazy, and got this lady and her husband, which were rival pastors. They were all white, though. They got doing this and got in his ear. And the greatest revival in the history of the UK failed because this woman got in this man's ear and told him, you know, are you really here for God? You need to follow under me. Not saying that the entire city was changed by this guy's revival. It was a young college changed an entire continent in the Power God movement. That, like I said, bars were shutting down. There was no crime in the city. Everybody was going to church. The Wales revival. It's the Wales revival. If you all want to read about it, look it up. It's the Wales, WELLS revival. But so many times, so many times we have things that happen. And people, like Zeke said earlier, people, or when the thoughts of others get in our ear and ruin it. But I'm sorry, we're done, people. 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it is 10 o'clock. We got to go. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do our round table because there's so much we can dive into, but I actually have to be somewhere at 11 o'clock, so I got to go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do the round table. Eric, go ahead and give the people something.
Real quick. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Go support Lehman Gray. Thank you, Lehman, for joining us. We hope that you got something out of today's show, whether it's something with music, whether it's something with religion, whether it's something with your belief. Remember, God loves you. Jesus gave all for you. Give all for him. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. And please share, like, and subscribe. That's it for me. Peace out.
Rich Holmes, go ahead and give the people something real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, we talked some great stuff today. My favorite book talks about this: seed, time, and harvest. As long as the earth remaining, and cold and heat and summer, all that stuff, seed time ain't going nowhere and harvest ain't going nowhere. Think of your music career as a garden, okay? What are seeds that you are planting and sowing today that will bear fruit tomorrow? I love the story that Lehman Gray talked about today, how he planted and put all the seeds that he sowed in the studio time. So when that miserable moment happened at the Stellar Awards, he was going to be prepared and was able to handle it. So make sure you spend time sowing so you be prepared when it's time for your harvest. I'm going to pray for you. Like I always say, life is choice driven. You'll live and die by the choices you choose to make. I got a hint for you. Choose life. God, thank you for today. Pray that all is well happens. All things goes well this week for everyone that's been listening. Thank you for the community of believers. Continue to bless them even the more. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Man, hey y'all, thank y'all so much for locking in with Zeke Live in the morning. This has been such an awesome time. I enjoyed the conversation today. Make sure y'all subscribing, make sure y'all following. Thank you to LAH Entertainment and Arts for sponsoring us for this month. Thank you to Lehman Gray. Y'all make sure to go follow him. That stuff was that was good conversation right there. I definitely want to have him back so we can dive in a little bit deeper into that, because some of that stuff he was dropping, if you ever had a hard drive crash on you, and you ever been in that situation, I don't know if everybody really caught the gravity of that story he was telling. But absolutely. Y'all. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe, Zeke Locke. Make sure y'all follow. We almost at 100, y'all. We about 30-something people away, 31 people or something like that away. So if we find 30 more people, I think in the month of May, Rich, don't you say the month of May? Is that what you say? Month of May. I think we can get 100. We're gonna hit 100 in the month of May, and we're gonna throw that live kickback right after. So there it is. Y'all, this has been a good one. Rich Holmes, thank you so much. Eric Rideout, thank you so much. Again, everybody, please. Oh, I forgot to mention this one. Rhonda on the Run. If y'all not doing it, make sure y'all sticking in with the Rhonda on the Run challenge with Rhonda on the Rocks. There's one more day. Tomorrow is the last day, the 30th. Unless you're doing it permanently, then you're going to the 31st of April. But tomorrow, so make sure you're tagging Rhonda on the Run. She's doing a raffle tomorrow with that. For those who have been consistent with it, she's giving away, I think, flight tickets, she said. So yeah, so it's a big deal. Next week is relationship week. Speaking of Rhonda on the rocks, we're going to hook up with somebody. So here you go. Y'all, this was a great show. This is what I'm looking for. This comment right here from Mama. She said today's podcast was awesome. Good, informative conversations. That being said, that means we can get up out this mug. I love y'all. Peace out.